And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? You got Chris Thomas,
Mark Thompson,
and special guest Freeza Shuttlesworth.
Listen, welcome to the Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. Unfortunately, we couldn't be in the studio this week due to unforeseen circumstances, but we're still going to give you content this week, and it's going to be something simple. NBA, it's going to be NBA theme, and pretty much from the 2016 draft to this past draft, 2020, we're going to be having a 30-man NBA draft of all the lottery picks that have happened over the last 5 years. So, you guys ready for this?
All right. So are we going around the horn? We're just going around the horn picking it, or how are we doing it? We debating who's number one and who shouldn't be number one, or till we get all the way to 30? Or are we just going to go around the horn?
Honestly, and also just making sure that we're going by what we know now, not during the draft.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So honestly, let's try to agree to a consensus right now. Who's going to be number one, number two, and we'll just go from there. Because obviously,
are you keeping track of the list?
Yes, I will. I will keep track of the list.
All right, bet.
I'm just gonna say this now. Two things. First, one, I guarantee this is just T in this. Secondly, this is gonna get really heated the later this goes on. If this is how we're doing it, we're gonna agree on like the first 4 or 5, and then I'm gonna try to make a case for like Tyrese Halliburton. And then it's gonna get.
I don't even like where this going. Like
exactly. So I'm letting you guys know it's gonna get difficult.
Good luck with that.
Let's do it.
All right, and first pick of the draft. We're now on the board. So, I think we all can agree on the number one overall pick. Number one, yes, Lou Dort.
Stop.
You know what? I'm with it. The hardened stopper himself deserves to be number one. We're looking at a future 15-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner. So I agree with that.
Tony Allen of our generation. I'm all 100% all for it.
Oh yeah.
No, seriously though. For me though, number one overall pick throughout the past 5 years. Listen, as much as I love Luka Doncic, I'm gonna have to go Zion.
I didn't even get there yet. Okay.
Here's the thing. You know my stance on Zion. He plays the style of ball that I love. This is 90s basketball. This is everything the old heads were like, yeah, none of these guys can play like we used to. He plays like y'all used to, okay?
He's just straight power.
Yeah, like there's nothing you could do about it. I love all that. Dunking on people is why I watch men's basketball. It's amazing. He's not the number one guy because they have forced him down our throat, and I hate it. Pause.
That's true. That is true.
You go on like the NBA League Pass site just to sign up, and it's not LeBron, it's not Giannis, the 2-time MVP, back-to-back winner. It's not even Luka. It's Zion right in the middle. I'm like, calm down. I load up 2K. It's Zion on the cover of Next Gen.
For a man who played 8 games last year. Are you kidding me? How he get that cover?
He gonna have a Gatorade flavor in like 2 months. I'm like, only Tiger Woods ever had his own flavor. Chill.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy.
And now we're putting them number one.
And then the wildest part about it is like I like Zion. Like I call him Zion.
Me too.
I'm good for calling him Zion. That's when I wasn't a big fan. And, they were forcing them down our throats, pause. But, like, seeing this dude play every single week, it's just beautiful. Like, it's certain guys, like, for example, like, if you look at Zion and you look at Ben Simmons, right? A lot of people, we crave for Ben Simmons to shoot that jump shot. But the way Zion is just so aggressive, he had Rudy Gobert just bounce off of him for a one.
Yeah, that was so impressive.
Mind you, Zion is 6'7".
Yeah,
he out there Zach LaVine hype, but built like Shaquille O'Neal or Warren Sapp. Like, it's crazy.
Not fair.
But I wouldn't say he's number one though. Like we talking like so now we're not talking about what we like knew. We're talking about what we know.
What we know now. Who we're doing 1 to 30. And listen, I've been a big Zion Williams fan since Duke. Like, and everybody wants to talk about, but what about Taco Fall? I'm like, listen, relax. He does everything that you need on a basketball court. He dominates the paint. Listen, he dominates the paint. Good free throw shooter. If you leave him open to three, he's confident enough, and he shoots about NBA average enough for him to be reliable that you can shoot the three. And more importantly, on the defensive end, great help defender. So pretty much, if I'm building a team, I gotta pick Zion number one.
I have a little knock on him on defense. I thought we would see more already on the defensive end, but it's not as bad as I've been let down from the rebounding perspective. Now, I don't know if that's because of the lineups or just what
6'7".
No, that doesn't matter. Charles Barkley was 6'5". I don't care. And we hyped you up to be, you know, this is the most powerful guy we've seen at a small size since Barkley. And he's probably more powerful. And big men aren't as big as they used to be back in the day.
No, not even.
Maybe he just doesn't have the rebounding gene, or he just doesn't have the instincts. But we saw it in college. He sort of did have it. What's changed when he can technically be your big nowadays?
He's good on the offensive glass now. That's
getting his own shot. He's number one percentile in it.
He's special at that for sure.
But as far as the defensive rebounding, I'm like, bro, those are gimmies to you. You're better at the more difficult thing. I don't understand. Maybe it's Stan Van Gundy not putting him in the right place. I'm not sure.
Well, you gotta understand.
Go ahead. Oh, all right. I was going to say they got Steven Adams and they got Jackson Hayes. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It could be the lineups around him, but I was really expecting more from. What is he getting? 6 boards a game?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, and LeBron's getting what, 7? That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be.
It's close. It's definitely
because LeBron has AD and Marc Gasol's. He's the big burrito. He's gonna be where the board is. Like
7.2 rebounds a game to be exact.
What, LeBron or Zion?
No, Zion.
Zion's getting 7.2. I take back what I said. I like that number. I like that.
Yeah,
still expect like 8.
But you also got to think, like, for him, it's easier probably to get offensive boards because when he's going into the paint, like, who's stopping him? So it's like
people are backing away. That's what makes it even easier.
So even when he
has the fastest second jump in the league by far.
Yeah, for sure. Can't even deny that
when
whatsoever.
Factor all that in, a guy his size going that far, it's easier for him to grab offensive rebounds.
Yeah, you're right. So I still don't have him at number one.
He's not number one though.
All right, so Mark, so who's your number one pick then?
I'm going with the straight eye test and what we know now. I'm going with Luka. Like if I'm gonna build a team around somebody, I'm gonna build it with Luka because essentially that's your scorer and your playmaker right there. So all you got to do is get him somebody else, and defense, you got yourself a quality team. So if we're gonna start with that, I'm definitely gonna go Luka.
Here's the thing, I go with Luka as well. Something I didn't know going into watching him play. Beefier dude than I would have thought. I thought he would have got no. It matters.
Don't start with that.
No, I'm just saying, like, he might not be the best on the perimeter, but when they try to go inside, it's hard to go through him because he's a lot bigger than you would think. My only knock on his game is his shot selection. I think as he gets older, he'll figure it out more. He's knocked himself about it multiple times already in the season, and I don't know if it's just hot air, but maybe he's actually going to work on it one day, but maybe that just comes with more minutes. Who knows? But you're right. He is the guy. There. You said what?
He definitely fires it up there.
Oh, yeah, he does. But I think he could pick better shots. That's my only knock on him. He could be more efficient. And that was, that's been a lot of players. Now, you look at some of the greats, that's been their problems. Look at Jordan's first couple years, his numbers. Yeah, they're high scoring numbers. The efficiency is not that great. But we didn't care about that back then. LeBron, the first couple years, his efficiency wasn't best. And we were starting to care about that stat more. Then he became the king of efficiency his second year in Miami.
It's so crazy that, like, efficiency is a conversation now, and, like, how they want to kind of go back in the past and make AI and Kobe look like they weren't freaking gods of basketball. Now they want to talk about efficiency. Efficiency is one of those made up stats that makes Russell Westbrook not even look as much of a hooper as he really is. Like, it's completely BS. Like,
it is not BS. You can still have guns.
Like, come on, yo.
No, you can still have these guns, and I don't. We were we were all raised in Philly. We know AI, one of the best guns of all time. You need that. You need players like that. But there's nothing wrong with being efficient on the floor, especially if you're shooting your team out of games, which Luka has said he felt like he has done. So I'm like, you know what? If he's saying it, I'm not going to go against it. I felt that way beforehand. I still think he's the best guy. If you're putting a team together, you just figured out your whole offense with one guy.
Yep.
You just figured it all out. Like you said, now just get some defense, some height, go compete.
Yep.
Just don't have what's his name, Porzingis on your team, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, they already apparently been shopping him a little bit.
I mean, he's a beat up Chevy. Don't nobody want that. Who you got for number 2, Chris?
Number 2, because I picked Zion number 1, Luka's number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's yours, Mark?
I would probably go Jayson Tatum.
Ooh.
That's my number 2.
Make the case. Make the case.
So coming out of Duke, like I never really expected him to be this type of player. But since then, for his age, because like at Duke, he was a knockdown shooter. At times he could isolate, but that's not Coach K's style of basketball.
No.
But like you can tell he already had like an NBA game. And when he got to Boston, he just really polished it up. Like now he has to work on his consistency. But other than that, he's one of the best perimeter scorers. He's already one of the best perimeter defenders right now. It just
very long arms.
Like the way that Boston is just set up right now for them, like being in the middle of the pack is just odd when you got 2 wings such as Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But his scoring ability, his defense, like the dude got a motor. He don't stop. Like I would definitely go Jayson Tatum.
Okay.
I like that pick. I always thought it was unfair that you have guys like Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, whose wingspan is ridiculous, and you give them the Brad Stevens. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a top 5, top 10 defense for a while. Thanks. My pick is controversial. Maybe it's just because of the recent love affair I'm having looking at, defensive plus minus, which is a stat.
Here we go.
Ben Simmons is my second pick. This guy is locked for Defensive Player of the Year. It's going down just because of, people being tired of voting for Rudy Gobert, and we just watched him die at the hands of Zion.
Yes.
R.I.P. It's Ben Simmons. If I have to, it's sort of like the Luka thing. With Luka, when you get him, you just figured out your whole offense. If I get Ben Simmons, I pretty much figured out my defense. I'm pretty sure I could put him anywhere. I can maybe run him at 5 against bench units and be fine. Maybe even against some starters, because Bam Adebayo is shorter than Ben Simmons. Always messes me up. I figured out my whole defense with one guy. Fire and ice with Luka and Ben. If I could have them both, I'd just win titles probably. I'm going to go Ben Simmons. That's my pick.
Okay. Not going to knock it. I can't knock it.
All right. So we of course, so Luka, Zion, and then right now, what'd you say your second pick was? You said Luka was your second pick, Chris?
Yeah, you took Luka.
Okay. All right. Got you. All right. So right now we're all off.
I told you. It was. I thought it would go to 5, but we've already disagreed.
Yep.
I won't let people slander Ben Simmons by picking him 4th or 5th. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
All right. Number 3 pick. All right, Mark, who's your number 3?
For my number 3, I'm looking hard, but yeah, it's Ben Simmons. It's definitely Ben Simmons for my number.
There we go. I love it.
I was just going to be in my top 5.
I knew, but I didn't want him to go to number 5. And I'm like, guys, he's your whole defense.
Oh, well,
I've never seen a light-skinned dude play defense like this ever.
Not technically, because I love Ben's defense, but it's easier to gamble when you got a 7-foot.
It does help.
Right behind you. Joel gets no love on defense. They don't even mention his name.
This season, they don't.
they don't say a word. Like, I get it, he's an MVP candidate, but like, are you serious? Like, that's why Matisse,
the man is a second all team defender.
He's really a first team all defender. He's even getting his hands on
just
balls.
Putting Rudy
He's
ahead
getting
of him.
steals it's only because he's in the MVP race. That's why.
That's what I've been saying. I'm like, we love to look at the 30 points per game. It's beautiful. Man, Brett Brown really wasted their time.
He's an idiot.
But on the defensive end, he's been the same guy. And I love when he came at DeAndre Ayton when they compared the two. And he was like, no, I play defense. I'm like, yeah, he does.
He does.
He makes things a lot easier for both units.
Mm-hmm.
Who is number 3 for you, Chris?
It's Jayson Tatum.
So we all differ on this third pick again. I love it. Why Jayson Tatum? I feel like I'm hating on him a little bit.
Honestly, because he does everything that you need in order to win basketball games. And he shoots. He's a good shot creator. Because of the loss of injuries because of Marcus Smart and Kemba Walker, they needed more from the assist department, creating shots for others, and he's been doing that on a more consistent basis now. And not to mention, he's not an all NBA defender, but he will go up to probably the best perimeter player, not named Jaylen Brown, and he will D you up. So there's no significant weakness in this game. So
no, you're right.
And not to mention he's led Boston to. Well, not led. He's helped Boston to multiple conference finals games since his rookie year. So I can't really knock Jayson Tatum for that. So if I am building a team out of that, he's definitely third on my list.
And just to piggyback off of Chris, in my opinion, last year he was the best Eastern Conference wing player during the bubble.
Yeah, he was,
especially in the playoffs. He was playing better than Giannis. He was playing better than Jimmy Butler. He was running the Eastern Conference. So that right there, from what I saw from him, was all right, you know what? I can fool with this kid.
I just feel especially going to the postseason, you got to put that ball in Jayson Tatum's hands when the game is tied. The Kemba Walker thing, it's got to die.
We're not going to talk any more slander about Jimmy Butler on this, okay? I'm just letting you know I did not appreciate that. I'm just it was petty. It was unnecessary. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. Crazy. It's okay.
Crazy. Yeah. It's all good though.
Now I might come off petty with this, but I go Donovan Mitchell. Here's my thing. He's a leader, man. He cares so much about winning, and I wish he played in the East. Because I would love to see Jayson Tatum and Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons duels. I would love to see that as much as I could a year. I feel like we deserve more of that. Donovan Mitchell goes against what I said earlier about efficiency. He wasn't very good at that in the beginning. He's worked on that. He gives. I wish he had the just the crew that could take it farther in the playoffs. But you were up 3-1. That's a team effort loss. That's on you. But if I really wanted to put the blame on Donovan Mitchell for that, I couldn't. I couldn't at all. That dude has no ounce of quit in him. Those are the guys that when you see them in the locker room, for some reason you're just always sure, if we just follow this dude, we're going to be okay. Not just because of talent, because we know the talent's there. Scoring-wise, defense, he gives it everything he has. He gives it everything he has on both ends. But his leadership, I think, is what makes the Jazz a lot better than what they really are. And I feel like they're pretenders right now. But with him, nah, he's not a pretender at all. I think he's as real as it gets. As far as the young guys go, pretty much everybody that we're going to pick in his top 30, I don't think anybody has as much fight as he does. And that's the guy I want leading my team. That's how I looked at my picks. I'm like, who can do the most in a certain category for my team? Offense is Luka. The game is all about buckets. The other end is defense, Ben Simmons. And then whatever happens in the locker room, Donovan Mitchell, out of all of these guys, by far, is who I want. Making that speech, rallying the guys up, and just leading us to as far as he can take us.
That's not a bad pick.
But yeah, I do like Jayson Tatum though.
And that was at your third, Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell is my third.
Got you. That's not a terrible pick.
It's not. I always thought it was sort of like a tie between Jayson Tatum and Donovan Mitchell. One has more ability. The other is just a glue character guy. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for that.
I can dig that.
Okay. And number 4, all right, fine. I'll start it off. Number 4, it's Ben Simmons. The one thing I really do love about Ben Simmons this year is that his free throw percentage has definitely gone up, which is the one thing that, like, I don't care if you ever shoot a three-pointer. If you attack them, make them pay at the free throw line.
Yes.
70%, over these past several games. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. And more importantly, he's getting a lot more efficient, posting up, doing that little sky hook, getting inside the paint. So he's becoming a lot more efficient when he comes to his scoring, and he's making them pay. When they do get fouled, you can't do that hack of Simmons anymore. And not to mention, the guy is the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. He does everything you can ask for on the basketball court. He's very vocal on defense. Got the wingspan. You got the wingspan, so you can do that 2-3 zone, and you don't lose any ground on it.
You really don't. I love when we do that. It just seems like we're swarming, but we're actually doing the opposite.
We chilling.
Yeah,
it's like almost like a football type zone.
It is
the way that they do it.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. I've always felt like, the magic number with free throws is 72 or 73%. If you can give me that, it's an even trade-off. We're getting points. We're not giving up that much. It's really the numbers that LeBron shot before he got to the Heat. And that was always enough. There was like, you can't just hack LeBron. Like, you're not gaining anything by it. So if you give me 72%, Ben, I'm very cool with that. I love your pick. I just wish he was number 2 for you.
All right. So, Mark, what's yours?
Number 4, I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell. I like Donovan Mitchell at number 4. Free brought up some great points, but since he's been in the league, he's never scored less than 20 per game. So that's another thing that stands out for me. His numbers between this year and last year are pretty similar. This season, he's averaging 24.4 points per game. A lot of his numbers he's just consistent across the board. I don't think that when it comes down to the playoffs this year, I don't really believe in the Jazz. I don't believe in them at all. They look good.
I feel the same way.
But when it's time to really,
but it's not because of him. It's because who's going to be that second guy to get you a bucket, and that guy's
Ingles.
And that guy's going to be coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Every time Joe Ingles shoots a basketball, it hurts my arms. I don't like how he shoots. It's just so weird. I'm like,
his elbow be like,
oh my God. I'm like, you're just contorting your body.
It's the YMCA for him, man.
Oh my God. Hey man, if it works for him, I saw him airball twice in like the past week. I'm like, stop it. You're hurting me. Stop.
Australia's finest, man.
No, that's Ben Simmons.
I guess for Australia's finest.
There you go. That's better. I think they're gonna have a pretty good national team. But number 4 for me is easily Jayson Tatum. Like I said, it's just what can he do? He has all the given abilities. Worked out with Kobe, which I was like, oh my God, this is overkill now. And not just, it was like 12 of us and we worked out with Kobe. It was like, no, this is one-on-one. We spent like 4 days together just working out. I'm like, yeah. And then his efficiency went down the next season. We were like, Tatum's a scrub. I'm like, no, he's just doing what everybody did in the mid-thousands. He's shooting a lot of shots. Jaylen Brown's not ready to take those shots yet. He is now. The efficiency's better. They go hand in hand. What everybody said, everything I could say about Tatum. The dude's a hooper. I just like that me and Mark have not picked Zion Williamson yet. The longer this goes, I'm like, no, we love him. But what about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? No.
I'm cool with him. I just thought we was talking about.
All right, now you're getting disrespectful for it.
SGA.
No, SGA. No, SGA deserves to be up there.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be up here, but not before Zion. I got Lauri Markkanen before him.
Yes, before Zion.
Neither one of them.
I think your connection's acting up, man.
Oh, my fault.
Man. All right. So number 5. Because of all the reasons you guys already explained earlier, I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell as well for number 5.
Okay.
He's just a good leader, man. All the offensive ability, super fast. Like, he's super fast.
He remind me of D Wade for real, with a steady jump shot.
Yeah. Didn't we had a D Wade comparisons like during the summer? D Wade even talked about it. Yeah. They're there.
Yeah. Just
better jumper.
He's just more consistent.
Yeah.
With the jumper.
Would you say more efficient with the jumper?
Nah, because D Wade wasn't launching threes because D Wade could always get to the bucket. So
it was a different time.
And he would kill you in the mid range also.
Yes, it was a different time, but yeah, D Wade, he always got to the bucket. So when you can get to the bucket at will, ain't nobody worried about shooting.
He didn't get to the line. Remember that 06 finals where he was at the line 80 times or something like that?
Bro, that's like when I really, really fell in love with basketball because of the Dwayne Wade performance. Like it went over the top because of his.
That was a sham. The league cheated during that. They did not want the Mavericks to win that. I remember watching that. I'm like, yo, we just watching free throws this whole time. My dad's like, well, they keep fouling him. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Because they couldn't stop him.
I'm not saying they couldn't, but I'm like, yo, it's the finals. Let these boys play a little bit. It's like, nah.
Yeah,
Wade was putting in that.
Yeah, then Dirk got his revenge 5 years later. He was like, all right, cool.
That was Wade's fault too. He over there acting like he's sick, mocking Dirk Nowitzki. I'm like, oh, this is.
I got mad love for Shaq, but in that finals, he was the big decoy. That's what he was.
Yo, shouts out to Alonzo. He had some good minutes in that, and nobody talks about it at all. I'm like, yo, Shaq was just out there to be there. Alonzo came in and cleaned up.
Facts. Big facts.
No, because when you go to the line 80 times, everybody else is a spectator, man.
That's true.
That's the Embiid and Harden way.
Yeah.
So who's your
hold on real quick before we go into it. Don't say that about Harden because he changed his game. I don't want to hear it.
No, and I'm not going to give him any credit until this season is over. But I have so many nice things to say about his game. I'm just not going to say it. I'm still upset about what he did to Houston. I don't care if they retire his jersey. I didn't like that. I'll sing his praises. I love assists.
Even though they're on like a 14-game losing streak. He's still wrong.
When I did that episode with y'all and they just lost like 2 games in a row, I was like, they'll turn it up. They'll get it back together. No, it's been losses ever since that episode. Still the number 5 defense in the league, but they got the number 26 offense.
They can't. Yo, they went 4 for 45 from 3 the other day.
It was just like when they played the Warriors in playoffs. I'm like, have you learned nothing? I was like, I can't even blame Harden for that now. I was like, look what you've done. Now I can't blame James Harden for losing that game.
Because this shit is just bad.
I can't even blame Mike D'Antoni. It's something in their arena.
They're all in Brooklyn now, which is funny.
Yeah.
Literally, they're all in Brooklyn. Mike D'Antoni's in Brooklyn. Harden's in Brooklyn.
What makes them shoot all those threes? I don't.
Now Harden don't miss threes and he don't go to the free throw line.
He really don't. He's just playing ISO out here. He's like, nope, I'll just set everybody up.
Yeah, his game is completely different.
Well, they don't have a point guard. And when the trade happened, I was like, Harden's more of a point guard than Kyrie.
Yeah,
people are like, oh, but the size. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Whatever you're good at is the position you play.
I think it's that Harden already did that in Houston. The only reason why they're getting published now is because he's in New York. So it's
and Chris Paul came over and was like, I'm the point guard. It runs through me now for some of these possessions. And that's fair.
Yeah. I'm like, listen, I'm
Kyrie Irving is not the point guard.
Yeah. Chris Paul's like, I'm the point guard until my hamstrings give out.
At the worst possible moment, and it'll be in the playoffs. I hope you're ready.
I'm like, cool. You guys up 3-1? Damn, my hamstrings acted up.
Oh my god! If I could go back in time,
y'all got it from here.
No, they really don't. They really don't. When I saw that, I was just like, LeBron's not winning this ring. God, come on. I was like, this is bigger than you, Paul. Just play. This is bigger than you.
Oh man.
Let's wrap this back up. Mark, who's your number 5 pick?
My number 5 is Trae Young. I like Ice Trae. I like Ice Trae Young. He's I know he's having a little bit of a down season compared to last year, but
a little bit.
The Hawks are just not. His efficiency in the fourth quarter has not been it. But we said starting a franchise, he's definitely a scorer. He's a playmaker. We know he's a super liability on defense, but he just is. He's 2 inches shorter than Steph Curry.
He's 5'11".
Yeah, they're like almost the same player. It's just Trae Young hasn't put it all together yet.
So this might be the most pettiest thing ever, but that bald spot in his head bothers me.
He's had that joint forever.
I'm like, dog. Like, listen, you're a teenager. How you losing your hair already, man?
Hey. Some people lose their hair very early in life. There's nothing we could do about it. I'm sorry they don't let them wear a hat in the league, but hey, this is why I podcast.
They can just do what Jordan Clarkson does. You see, he got a different hairstyle every game.
All right. See, I'm confused. I thought Zion was going to be your pick.
Oh, not yet.
Really?
Not yet. He's coming though.
Over Trae Young though. I mean, Trae Young over Zion though.
I like Trae Young, man. Well, I thought we were talking about what to start a franchise with.
Yeah, no, we are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I'm starting my franchise with a point guard that's going to get me buckets instead of a one-dimensional player. I like Zion, but I'm not starting my franchise with him right now.
All right, so I'm going to go Zion, and I'm going to argue the Trae Young case. I'm an Atlanta Hawks.
And then you're an Atlanta guy, right?
I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan. It has been he makes watching basketball not fun this season. He really does. The defense, you could be like, oh, he's tiny. Yeah, Chris Paul's 5'11" as well. Come on. It's like, well, he doesn't have the weight. Well, that's something he can control. Secondly, the backing up as you're shooting a basketball into players and forcing these just stupid fouls. I'm like, no, this needs to be outlawed. Take this out of the game. This should not be a thing. It's not fun to watch. I'm like, well, we're going to go to the line to get 2 points. That was good for the first 11 games. And now it's like, so you're going to do this all season.
I mean, but Atlanta don't really have no true options. I like John Collins, but like he's not really doing much. Like it's been a struggle all year for Atlanta to the point where they just got Lloyd Pierce fired.
And it's because of his lack of offense.
And y'all both was coming out and telling me how great Atlanta was going to be this year. And I'm like,
oh, no, I thought they were going to be great because it's just what's on paper. That's all we can go by before the season. What's on paper? Yeah. And Lloyd Pierce had all those things and did nothing with it.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on the paper, so that's why I wasn't rocking with him. But I
like the vets. I still think they can win a lot of games if they get the right coach. Trae Young, I'm just going to say it now, he got Lloyd Pierce up out of there. Trae Young has so much power in Atlanta, and I don't feel it's quite deserved yet. That's what rubs me the wrong way. And that's why I can't pick him to be the centerpiece of my franchise. I just feel like he's sort of.
He gave y'all 29 points per game last season.
I love it. And 10 assists. I love all that. That's great. Hopefully this is just a year where he's just regressed. Hopefully he cuts out that backing up into players when he shoots once we get a real offense.
But Dame does that too.
Yeah, and I don't like that either, but he also does a lot more, I feel like. And we actually get some effort from him on defense. If you want to watch a random Atlanta Hawks game, just try sipping a beer every time you see Trae Young literally walking around in the middle of the paint. I'm like, what are you even going to do in the paint? Why are you playing zone? You're the only guy playing zone. What are you doing? It's upsetting. But yeah, Zion for all the reasons why not Trae Young. I just like his game more. I think he could be a way bigger player after this. I do think he's a little too hyped, but heck, we're going to sell tickets if he's the centerpiece for my team. There it is.
That's fair.
Yeah, and when you're building somebody around the franchise, in the end, it's all about selling tickets.
So, it is.
Yeah. All right, so top 5 is done. Let's go to number 6.
We're going with me on this?
Yeah. Let's start you off.
Well, I'm going to go with I'm pretty sure the only player who has a piece of hardware that actually matters at this point, Brandon Ingram. I'm going to go with this guy. I didn't see it for him when he came into the league. I don't often see it for Duke guys, except Zion. I saw it for him. Jayson Tatum, I wasn't sold. I was wrong. Brandon Ingram, I wasn't sold. I was wrong. I think the KD comparisons really did him dirty in the beginning.
Yeah,
it's really just frame. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like they have
frame.
a similar frame. That's it. That's really it. He doesn't have that. He can pull up and make shots, but he's not pulling up and knocking it down on two guys closing up. No. KD's been doing that since like year 3.
He's been doing that since Texas.
Yeah, like he can do that to anybody at will. Brandon Ingram has his moments. I think he's a microwave guy at heart, but I feel like if he just keeps pushing his limits, which he has, he's sort of been the star sometimes in New Orleans. He can be a very consistent scorer. And I feel like he's exactly what Michael Porter Jr. will be one day. I feel like that's always been Michael Porter Jr.'s ceiling, is to be Brandon Ingram. But Brandon Ingram plays way better defense.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. doesn't D up.
Yeah, Porter looks way. I don't think Denver.
He plays Trae Young defense, but he's like 6'10". It doesn't make sense.
7'4" wingspan. Yeah. All right, for me,
no sense.
Is Michael Porter even starting yet?
No.
You can't start a guy who plays no defense, and he doesn't give you like 28. Yeah. He gives you what, 17? Exactly. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Who's going after me?
All right, yeah, fine. All right, my number 6 pick is a guy that I really didn't view much of coming in, but he's definitely, take that next leap. I'm going Jaylen Brown at number 6.
Wow. I like that. That's so soon.
Yeah, I like that.
Listen, first time All-Star, and more importantly, Free brought up a good point of like who's a guy that you definitely want in the locker room with all the activist stuff that he does. The guy, he's a great defender. He's definitely improved his offense a lot. Like he improved his offense to the point where it doesn't take away from what Jayson Tatum and Kemba Walker's doing. And more importantly, just a great guy to be around. He's coachable. Whereas if you got a good coach in his ear, like he's definitely going to be listening. He's like, all right, I need you to do that. I'm like, cool, I'll do that. And I'll do the best I can at that. So listen, Jaylen Brown, he's the perfect coach's pick. So that's why I like him at number 6.
Players like that are what win you championships, to be honest. You have to look no further than a guy like Tim Duncan. He's your best player on the team, but he also does whatever the coach says, even if he's hounding him. When you're in practice and you're looking around at your best player and he's getting dogged by the coach and he's not barking back, he's just doing what he's told, everybody falls in line.
Yeah.
You need guys like that. And I like Jaylen Brown for that pick. He was coming up on my board, but I think you picked him at the right spot. I think I messed up there. You're right.
Yeah. Mine, my 6, of course, it's Zion. For me, I've always been the one saying that he's not a transcendent player. We've seen Blake Griffin before. He's literally a dark-skinned Blake Griffin. Like we've seen this before. So to me, I don't see him necessarily changing the game. But if he sees how Blake Griffin's game has deteriorated over the past couple of years, he better work on some moves because he ain't gonna have that power and athleticism forever. So
not wrong.
I'm putting him there, but like I said, I've seen Blake Griffin and we see him now. Ain't no difference between the two, in my opinion.
And honestly, he already got the knee injuries also early too. So it's like
early, man. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to start a franchise with that.
And honestly, and for me, when he was coming out, I'm like, listen, I see a lot of Shawn Marion in this game for Zion, and I did for.
I do see. Yeah, you're right about that. More athletic. Well, Shawn Marion had athleticism in his
he was a matrix for a reason. I feel like people forgot.
His motor.
It got zapped from him out of nowhere. Yeah. Sort of like all of Darren Williams' talent. Yeah, just got zapped away.
That man was like during those early 2000s, he was our starting power forward right next to Boris Diaw playing center.
Y'all changed the game with that.
Yeah. But just on the bright side though, Zion is unstoppable.
Yeah.
So
that's why he's a top 10 in this draft.
Watching him like just muscle Giannis last weekend, and it was just easy. He's just blowing by Giannis. Giannis didn't even have a chance. I'm like, this dude just don't even make no sense. But I just pray that he learns a move. I pray that he learns a move or something, because it's gonna be bad when he gets older. That jump shot, I mean, he takes it, but it ain't it. But I pray for him.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like if he is going to be Blake Griffin, you saw Blake Griffin every year add something to his game. He got the post move, the spin move. Then after that, he was able to add, the mid range. Then he started getting that 3-pointer when he went to Detroit. And then, like his last years during LA, he was able to bring the ball up the court and play make also, especially when Chris Paul was out. I feel like that was the best version of Blake Griffin when Chris Paul was out, and like he was like 5 years into the league. Like this guy was definitely next up to be a superstar before those injuries like took away his prime. Damn shame.
I mean, this is why you never go to Detroit. Only bad things can happen when you go to Detroit.
Shooters.
It goes hard in the D.
Bruh, it's just a terrible place to be drafted, to be traded to. It just never ends up well. It doesn't.
Okay. All right. Number 7. I'll go first. All right. I'm going to go with the guy who actually has an NBA title and contribute to a championship team. I'm going to go Pascal Siakam.
That's not bad. Not bad, yeah. I can't debate that. Even though I don't have him in my top 10, I can't debate that yet. Because he's definitely having a down year. I mean, he's
been getting better. Like throughout the past month, he has played way better basketball. He started out bad.
He didn't take the squad the way he was supposed to after Kawhi, because he was a major part to that championship run. Don't get it twisted. Like we know what Kawhi did, but Siakam was playing. He was hooping. He was looking like a more like controlled version of Giannis during that NBA Finals. So, and who can actually shoot it and light it up. And he does that spin move all day. All he does is just spin for a layup. Like he got that.
Yeah. I like the fact that between the ears he listens to Nick Nurse. That's Nick Nurse's pet project. And also when he gets the ball in his hands, he automatically knows. All right, 2 seconds. I'm either going to dish it out. I'm going to attack the rim. I'm going to shoot. The fact that he already knows what to do before he gets the ball, that's very valuable, because you don't want to dribble the ball out of the air or like hesitate, because that leads to turnovers, that leads to bad shot selection. He already knows what to do when he gets the ball. Bob, and honestly, like if anything, he's the reason why, in my opinion, they didn't beat Boston in that 7-game series. If he played slightly better to what he was last year as an all-star, they probably would have won that series.
That's what I was going to say. Before the playoffs, that whole regular season, Siakam was doing his thing. He was an all-star for a reason. He balled out. Boston figured it out, and he just wasn't the man. And I don't know, he's just been zapped ever since. But like I said, in the past month, he's gotten it together. The team is they're at a crossroads. Do they power through this? Or do they start moving some pieces, mainly Kyle Lowry, and see what they can do? But one thing is stay consistent. Siakam's going to be the driver for that team. He's going to be in the driving seat. Once again, a leader by example.
Yeah,
how you said he gets rid of the ball.
Between him, Van Fleet, OG, Siakam's going to be the leader on that team.
Yeah, like you said earlier, how Siakam gets rid of the ball so fast. That's Nick Nurse teaching him that, and that's what the whole Raptors team does, if you ever pay attention, outside of Van Vliet sometimes. But the whole team, they know what they're going to do within 2 seconds. That's why watching them play can be real annoying if they're playing a team that you like, because they just get you out of your defensive sets because they already know what they're going to do. It's very Spurs-like in like the early 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's efficient basketball, in my opinion. And Siakam leads by example on that end. So you are right about that. Is he in my top 10? Maybe.
All right, Mark, number 7. Number 7, what's for you?
My number 7 is Jaylen Brown. I mean, just a lot of the things that Chris alluded to earlier. He's one of the best two-way defenders in the league. He's taken a high jump this season. Like, he's actually a lot of games, despite Jayson Tatum's injuries, he's been holding it down for Boston. He's really been holding it down. He's one of those guys who used to work out with Tracy McGrady, and you can see that a bit in his game. So you got a Kobe disciple and you got a Tracy McGrady disciple all on the same team. That's just a recipe for disaster. Boston just needs to figure it the heck out. Like they got something good over there, but they just ain't got it. But no, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, his jump shot has improved. He doesn't get in the way of Jayson Tatum, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Jaylen Brown. I like the way that he has just really taken off this season, and he deserves that All-Star nod over Jayson Tatum, in my opinion, this season.
Yeah, for this season, yeah, I do agree, and that's why he's also my pick. I had to mess around my board because when you picked him, Chris, I was like, you know what? Yeah, he does like check all these boxes that I will hold all these other guys accountable to. What more can I really say about him? He's a leader, great defender. We've all said this about him. I just want to credit him because I thought he was going to be a bust. When he came into the league, there was just all athleticism. And I'm like, yeah, when that's the number one thing that people give me outside of, like we've never, like with Zion, athletic. We've just never seen a player built like him. He's a 1-for-1 type of, player.
Sean Kemp, stop.
Oh, stop it. No, Sean Kemp was much taller. So we've never seen a 6'7" dude nobody fits the physical profile of this guy. Nobody does.
It's debatable.
No, that's not debatable. That's not debatable. Jaylen Brown, when he came into the league, I was like, okay, all we can talk about is athleticism. Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. I've been burned by Wiggins before. No, this dude works on his game. This guy cares. This guy's a vocal leader. Everything I wanted Wiggins to be. He even got his jump shot better. Remember how bad it was when he came into the league? Yeah, you don't really leave him open like that anymore. Why? Because he worked on his game. And I'm picking him.
Okay.
That's not bad.
All right.
I should have picked him sooner.
Yeah. Because I'm like Ingram over Brown. I'm like, okay, I'll let you cook.
Can I go first for number 8? I think mine is a little controversial.
Okay, go, shoot.
If I was to buy another jersey right now, this is the guy I would get. Bam Adebayo. I'm going him number 8. He is I just really enjoyed watching him against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. He was the X factor for that series. It just highlighted that Boston had no big man whatsoever. So we can have a 6'8", 6'9" big for the Heat just go off against them. We had the Tyler Herro game as well. But Bam Adebayo was the highlight for that. And I really feel like if he was, healthy for the Heat in the finals, they might have been able to take that to 7, which isn't a stretch. They won 2 games. So I really think he's the future, or maybe just the present at this point of big men. You still have your Joel Embiids and your Jokic's. Those are the guys that are going to be in the MVP race because they're the last of that breed, I feel like. I don't think we're going to have other 7-footers who really dominate like that. We're going to have more of these guys who push the ball up the court, which Bam does. And I'm always confused as to why nobody strips him. Nobody does it. I don't know. He moves the ball so well, stationary and while he's moving. Great on the glass, great defender. Got a game-winning block of a dunk on Tatum.
Yeah, that was tough.
Ridiculous. He defends, he passes.
His hand was literally like this under the rim trying to...
Didn't touch the rim because that's a penalty, and that would have been game, and completely stuffed the ball. That's a 1-for-1 moment. Nobody else is doing that. I think in like 100 tries is real. I don't think he would do it again. That was very difficult. Honestly, when Jimmy Butler's not there, I'm still comfortable with Bam running the team.
How comfortable? Because look at Miami.
Not winning a championship level comfortable. I'm saying winning some regular season games. They just got beat by the Hawks last night. So I was happy to see that. But here's the thing. Something's up with the Heat right now. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong. But the mojo it's gonna come back at some point.
A lot of players banded out because of COVID, man.
Yeah. Well, they've been the most affected team by COVID. And You know, I'm not going to get political, but sometimes that's nonsense and sometimes it's fair safety protocols. You can pick and choose.
Duncan Robinson's the only guy on the Miami Heat that's played every single game for them so far. That's concerning.
I mean, and he's like a key cog to that. I feel like everybody in that starting five plays such a significant role. But Bam Adebayo is definitely, in my opinion, when you're looking at the future of big men, they're sort of going to fit his archetype.
Yeah, him and you can argue and say that him and Siakam almost plays exactly the same.
You could, you can make that. One's a little bit faster and can push the ball a little better down court. But they're almost the same archetype.
But technically, who? I think they're the same player.
I would say Siakam pushes it a little bit faster, but they're pretty much the same archetype, and that's the future of big men. We're just like so close to getting there.
Yeah. So, Mark, who's your number 8 pick?
My number 8 is Brandon Ingram. I had him coming. You know, I like his length, and even though he's not the best defender, but he can get that. He can get it at some point. I mean, all he's got to do is start deflecting balls, playing some passing lanes. Like, he can definitely get that. Since he's left LA, he's definitely turned it around. I agree with what Free said earlier. You know, them having that whole KD comparison, it messed him up in a way because, like, it was because of his build, not because of his game. Like, he never hooped like KD at all. So, like,
nowhere near as efficient either. He's a volume scorer.
Yeah, so it always just was like puzzling that the media would just do that. I was lazy on their part. But it was super lazy. But no, the way he scores now, last year he was absolutely dominant before Zion came on the scene. I mean, he was at one point putting up about 26 points per game. Like, he was just really hooping last season. And he's been able to figure it out this season as well with Zion. So, but their record still stinks. This whole playoff thing is because of them. I'm going to continue to run with it. It's all about trying to force Zion.
No. We all know what it is.
Yeah.
A
little tournament just to get them in there.
Yeah, because they know the Pelicans are going to stink for a long time. So it's like, what can we do to give them a chance?
Here's the thing. If you're trying to force the Pelicans on us, don't let them hire Stan Van Gundy as the coach. I'm like, guys, no, this is the best you can do. He has been turning around since that Boston win, but no, that's not going to win anything here.
Yeah.
When has he ever won anything? Look back to that, like, not Miami, Orlando final series. That is some terrible rotations he's running. I'm talking Scott Brooks level bad rotations. The fact they won a game is ridiculous to me. I willed them to that victory. I dislike Kobe so much that I willed them to that victory off of pure hate alone.
My goodness. My goodness. That's all I got on that one. My goodness.
All right. Not as bad as what Meek said.
All right. And honestly, once again, this is where we all defer. Number 8, I feel like if he was on a much better, organization, I feel like he would get a lot better love. I picked him to be an all-star reserve, but obviously he didn't get the nod. I'm going De'Aaron Fox with number 8.
That's pretty soon for De'Aaron Fox. And I like De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, before you get started, Teresa, can I just say this? De'Aaron Fox for my board was like, all right, now once I pick De'Aaron Fox, we're going to get into names where I'm like, I could take or leave a couple of these guys. De'Aaron Fox is the last name where I was like, yeah, you got to have him.
In the top 10?
No, he's not in my top 10. In my board where I was just like, yeah, these are the guys, no duh. And now I'm like, all right, I could get crazy with these last couple.
Yeah.
Let me hear the case.
Listen, one of the fastest players on the court, reminds me a lot of John Wall. Improved his game a lot in terms of scoring. A lot more efficient. He's definitely a willing defender. Definitely plays the passing lanes, gets you steals. I just feel like Sacramento's just not the place for him. I feel like if he was in a much better situation, like in the Eastern Conference on the team that's better supported, I feel like he would get a lot more love. But because he's in Sacramento, which is pretty much a graveyard of irrelevancy, no one cares about him.
Hey. He's going to have the best running mate of his whole career staying in Sacramento. Him and Halliburton together are must-see TV. if you got League Pass, Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox, tune in at least once a week. You're going to see something you like. They just got to get Buddy Hield out of there.
Yeah,
That's it.
He's a mess.
He's just got to go. Hey, he's the quickest to 1,000 3-pointers.
Yeah,
I mean, he only takes 3-pointers.
That's all he shoots. That man only does layups and threes.
He doesn't even step inside the paint. It's by play design. He's not supposed to be in the paint.
That's literally the NBA mold now for efficiency. It's either you're shooting a 3-pointer or you're going for a layup. There's no in between for him.
If you look at the box score, he'd be going like 4 for 13 from 3. Like, yeah, he better be the first to 1,000. That's all he do. And Sixers
he's got to get out of there.
Sixers fans be dying for this kid. I'm like, please stop it.
We were dying because we had no shooters.
Please stop it.
I'd rather have Buddy Hield than Josh Richardson. This is going back to last year.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I was so happy when we got rid of Josh Richardson. I'm like, we get a Curry for Josh Richardson. Did they not see Josh Richardson?
Now Mavericks Reddit hates Josh Richardson.
Oh, they hate him so much. I see it all the time. I'm like, yep, there you go. Enjoy that. Hey, he was the only player on the Sixers where I was like, that's not Brett Brown's fault. That's not his fault. Everybody else, I'm like, yeah, he screwed them up a little bit. Josh Richardson, I'm like, no, he was only that good because he was in Miami.
And he was trying to bring Miami culture to them, but they just wasn't with it.
No, because he's Josh Richardson. We're not listening to you. What?
Who are
Why?
you?
You're only good on 2K. Like, cut it out.
Not even, bruh.
He used to be good on 2K.
All right, number 9.
Who's going on us?
I'll go number 9. I'll go number. Okay. I think while you guys were talking, I was able to get my top 15 ready, so I'm good. Number 9 for me is Bam. I like Bam. Like I said, him and Pascal Siakam, they're definitely interchangeable guys. They're the new 4. Like, you can essentially thank Draymond Green for the new style of number 4 that's being played, because they're not true centers or anything like that. So they're able to
traditional sense, yeah.
Yeah, like they're able to stretch.
Thank Boris Diaw.
Fair. Boris Diaw in the Suns, that 7 seconds or less offense. Like, yeah, you can say that.
My favorite role player ever.
Yeah. But no, I'm definitely gonna go Bam. He hoops. He's a bucket. I love his energy. Energy is definitely something that's always important for me. I love guys who just don't quit. Like, just don't quit, who always got it, who want to go out there and kill and dominate. Yeah. Like, those are the type of the dudes. So I'm definitely gonna take Bam at number 9. I'm not gonna harp on him too much since you guys already picked him.
Yeah. And number 9, I'm gonna agree with Mark. I'm gonna go with Bam. I like guys who right between the ears listen to their coaches. He does everything well. He doesn't hurt you when he's on the court. And there's no significant weakness in his game. Like, he's 6'9", but he plays bigger than 6'9".
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Bam also.
I like it. I'm gonna go with this. I think this is the first guy I'm going with where I'm like, yeah, Timberwolves probably should have picked this guy. I'm gonna go Jamal Murray here. Yeah. Here's the thing. He's having a pretty down season right now, but this is gonna be the year where we figure out is this guy like a sincere playoff guy? Like, is he just one of those guys that turns it up in the playoffs, or it's like he's averaging 34 in this round? Like,
he's definitely sometimey. Like, he
is
a sometimey player, but is that time always going to be the playoffs? And if that's the case, I can justify how much money he's making and the lack of defense, consistent okay defense, because he never plays amazing defense or, in my opinion, good. He plays okay. He's a big part of why Denver's defense is pretty trash, to be honest.
Please don't say he's about to say Denver has good defense.
Oh no, trash. Any stat you want to look at for Denver on defense, they're like 20 on down. They're not good. But that doesn't matter. He's like the microwave player of the NBA, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, he might not be on, but the next day, what did he drop? 50 like 2 weeks ago? Yeah. Not saying that means he's back to,
like without
catching fire. He missed 4 shots and dropped 50 points with no free throws. I know you hate this word, but that's efficient.
That is very.
That is efficient. That is being a gun and being efficient. He put the two together, and that is ultra instinct. There's nothing you can do about that. You lost. You lost that game. It's over.
Okay. All right, no, real quick sidebar. What's more impressive, that Jamal Murray game where he shoots no free throws, or Dirk scoring that 48 in that playoff series without taking a single 3-pointer?
No free throws. I mean, you're shooting the lights out.
Nah, Dirk, it was the playoffs. Matters more. Way more impressive. Totally different environment. This is regular season, and there's nobody in the stands. Still fly. Still amazing.
Yeah.
But this is the playoffs with a crazy environment. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. 50 without going to the line.
Without being in the playoffs.
Hey.
Without fans.
To each his own. You can't even do that on 2K on rookie.
I mean, you're right. You're right. But you got fans in 2K. There's fans in the stands for 2K.
They might make your controller rumble a little bit. You're right.
Exactly. See? Come on now.
Oh man.
What's next? We're at 10?
Yeah, we're at 10 now.
Oh no, this is
I was gonna say I'll lead it off because his name's already been said. Pascal Siakam is my number 10.
Okay.
I ain't gonna give the whole rundown. Boom. His name's already said. We talked about him. He's my number 10.
And I feel like the more we do this, we don't have to really start giving like rundowns.
Yeah.
Okay, so
because we've differed so much so far.
Okay. All right, Free. For number 10, who do you got?
Yeah, I'm finally gonna pick him up. Trae Young. He rounds out the top 10. He's the 30 and 10. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
No defense.
And for number 10, I'm gonna go Ice Trae as well.
Yeah, you can't knock him. You can't knock him at all.
You can knock him, but at number 10, I can't knock him.
Yeah.
He got knocked for 9 rounds. For 9 picks, he got knocked.
He still hoop.
Oh yeah. He a hooper. Just
Y'all ready? Y'all ready for number 11 to keep this thing moving?
Let me hear.
All right, number 11.
My number 11 is De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
A lot of the same things that Chris said. I love his speed. The way like he's so fast. He's just doing stop and goes and hesitations. Like that's like how fast he is. It just doesn't make sense. He's not even crossing no one over. He's just running right by. Running right by. I love De'Aaron Fox. He's a great playmaker. I think he's a bit taller than they really say. I think he's really like in the 6'4", 6'5" range.
I think so too. Yeah.
He looks to be on the bigger side. Like he just flies. It's just unfortunate that he's not going to get that, true exposure playing in Sacramento. So we'll see how that goes.
Just tune in on League Pass.
Yeah, and honestly, like it reminds me a lot of John Wall, but the major difference is I feel like De'Aaron Fox plays with more control than what a young John Wall did.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, because with John Wall, like when you do a half-court offense, that's the reason why the Wizards never made it past the second round, because you can't run a half-court set with John Wall. No. And Bradley Beal had to pick up the slack. I remember that Game 7 against Boston and the Wizards.
And Bradley Beal wasn't even Bradley Beal yet.
Yeah. All right. So
who you
number 11? Number 11. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go Jamal Murray.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen. That playoff performance last year, back-to-back 3-1s, he was able to pick up the slack. And listen, that pick and roll between him and Jokic, that might be the best pick and roll combo I've seen in the league.
If Murray was just like 2 inches taller, they could run that pick and roll like opposite ends, and it would be so unfair. You wouldn't know who's gonna pick or roll. Yeah. It's just every possession would be a gamble. I would love it.
Listen. Then honestly, the pick and roll is like the easiest, like basic offensive set you can run, and like the fact that Jamal Murray and Jokic can run it and still be effective against any team, that's a plus. So Jamal Murray's number 11 for me.
Don't forget the pick and pop that they run together too. Then that's the thing that's more dynamic to me, because it's like they run the pick and pop with each other. Because there's a lot of times where Jokic will bring up the ball.
Yeah.
And
I love seeing that.
They'll both pick and pop. It's weird.
I'm just putting more disrespect on De'Aaron Fox with my pick. I'm going to go with a point guard, but one that I'm a huge fan of. We're going SGA here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
You know what? I don't hate the pick. I actually like SGA.
It's a really good pick. When he got traded to the Thunder, I'm like, Clippers had to give that up. I hope they win a title before those contracts run up because
Thunder did it again.
Yep. And I was like, wait a minute. Now he gets to play with Chris Paul. I'm like, oh, he's going to learn a lot of shit with him. This is going to be awesome.
Bro, I've been tweeting this like the past couple of weeks. I'm secretly hoping this is the player Daryl Morley pulls out of his behind and get.
That
would be insane.
Sam Presti's not letting that man go.
Nah, you can't let SGA go. I would need your next 10 years of picks.
Got him.
And I want Ben Simmons' firstborn son. I want his firstborn son.
You can have him.
Yeah, that's about it. Does Embiid have a son? Because I'm gonna need him in the trade.
He does have a child.
He does.
Is it a boy?
I think.
I need him in the trade too. That's the only way. Get him at the conference. We'll get him a little jersey. That's how it's going down.
I think he's going to be a mixed baby. I don't know about that.
You know what? We got light-skinned dudes winning Defensive Player of the Year this year. I'm cool with it.
And we got Klay Thompson. So.
Oh yeah, I swore he was Puerto Rican for years. Yeah, I'm going SGA. He's just, he just has games where I'm like, what can't he do? And the shot does need to get better. This is true. But his little tweener game, we all say that like all you can do is shoot threes or you can do layups. He has this tweener game that is fantastic. And it's not just the shot in it, it's how he can create out of it and his little fakes that he does while keeping his dribble. It's fantastic. It reminds me of like old 80s players where it's like most of your work came at mid-range. So you had to have all these moves. He still has those. And then he got to play with Chris Paul and it got amplified more because Chris Paul is one of those guards who has all those tweener moves. He has the best mid-range jumper in the league. The fact that he got to play with him and now, he got to just run the offense in LA. He got to learn from Chris Paul. Now he gets to be the marquee player on the team that's trending upwards and they're putting a lot of faith in him. This is the perfect career for him so far. Yeah. And I think he should be rewarded one day. Hopefully he is.
Yeah, honestly, him and I feel like they're going to get Cade Cunningham in next year's draft, and those two are going to be fun to watch.
Yes, it is because the Thunder have already proven that they can run a guard heavy offense. You're not going to have Chris Paul again. Cool. You don't have, run up for 6th man of the year anymore. Cool. But you still have SGA, who was part of the nucleus of that playoff team last year. And you throw in Cade Cunningham, SGA can, it's weird to say, take him under his wing or just show him this is how I was treated as a rookie. This is what I went through. This is what they're going to throw at you. This is how you handle it. Yeah, Cade Cunningham is perfect for that.
Yeah, you got Al Horford, who's your veteran presence. You got Lou Dort, who's going to be the guy that's like, all right, listen, who's your best perimeter player? I got him for 30 minutes.
You don't got to worry about him. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. I really like what the Thunder are doing. SJ is a huge
They're not going to be down for long. And I'm just like, no, this is ridiculous.
They're not. And I'm perfectly okay with that because that's a fan base I like. I love that SGA is there. They deserve that. Yeah. I want him to be a franchise guy for a team that I put together too.
All right. And we'll go to number 12, and I'll start it off. And for all the reasons we just said, I'm going SGA as well.
Okay. My number 12 is different. I'm going Ja Morant. I feel like we definitely slept on Ja, but I had him on here. So we already know.
I have not slept.
Ja Morant has been one of the most explosive players since entering the league. He gives me controlled Russell Westbrook vibes. He don't back down to nothing. You see how he tries to catch a body on everybody, every opportunity that he gets. Yeah. And he has the Grizzlies looking pretty fair since he's come back from that ankle injury. So it's Ja Morant for me.
Hey, here's the thing. Ja Morant he be destroying that rim. You got to give him credit on that. He be destroying the rim with dunks and those hot ass bricks he be throwing up. He's shooting 22% from 3.
That's Tony Roten territory, man.
You was right when you said Russell Westbrook, like 22% from 3. Just let one of the fans, well, they don't have fans out there, but let one of the coaches take the 3 for him.
I think you got like 400 or 500 fans down there.
One of those 400 people might shoot a better percentage from 3-point than Ja Morant shooting this season. But other than that, I think he's a leader and all of that. And that's why I also have him as his pick as well. And I feel like I'm putting more hate on De'Aaron Fox. But, hey, still must-see TV for League Pass. Go watch the Kings one night a week. It's pretty good. But I'm going to be watching the Grizzlies 2 nights out of the week because Ja Morant is always waiting for a poster. I just wish they would readjust the rim after he shoots those hot-ass bricks.
He be going insane with that, bruh.
Oh, yeah. When he tried to kill Kevin Love, I was like, Kevin Love, you're one of my favorite players of all time. But good God, you almost died.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm going Ja Morant with my pick as well.
All right, number 13.
Lucky number.
13, I'll go. That's wait, Chris, did you go?
Chris, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I picked SGA for 12.
Okay, I'm going SGA for 13.
Okay.
I love the respect that he's getting.
That's my guy, yo. That's my guy. I liked him like when he played for OKC last year, and just like kind of how you mentioned, like I knew he was going to learn from Chris Paul, and he's polished it. He's even gotten better this season. That's why I said, like, I hope this is the guy that we secretly just get out of nowhere.
Listen, I just wish that SGA got a little more credit, for the Oklahoma City playoff run, because I feel like a lot of credit got pushed more towards Chris Paul than he did. Like SGA was able to match what Chris Paul did.
He did.
You can even look at it how he's getting a lot of the credit for the Suns being number 2 in the West right now. Like as it's clear that Devin Booker is definitely deserving of a reserve spot. I mean, unfortunately, he got it with Anthony Davis being injured, but yeah, man, like Chris Paul, his name carry weight though.
Yeah, but for the Suns, they needed a point guard that was like, listen, this is what we need to do. Like, we can't have Devin Booker running the offense. They tried that a few years ago. It did not work at all. He's not that kind of player. Saying like swapping out Chris Paul for Ricky Rubio, obviously, Chris Paul's better. You're getting addition by subtraction. So, and I feel like that's also the reason why. Like, all right. So for number 13, let's see. I'm gonna go a little left field on this. I'm gonna go Sabonis.
That's not even a shot coming from you. It's not. Listen, I know how you love him.
Listen,
not on my board.
Two-time All-Star, does everything well, like just like his people before him. And more importantly, I feel like if he played in last year's playoffs, they don't get swept. They at least win a game.
Yeah,
but he does everything well. It's like baby Jokic, like 20, gives you 20, 10, and 5. Not the great best rim protector, but he does everything efficiently well in the offense where it's like you definitely need a guy like that. So I'm going to go Sabonis at 13.
That's a good one.
Now I feel bad about who I'm going to pick. And I feel doubly
finally.
No. Really, though. Watch him on League Pass. But this is another League Pass guy. This guy's not even a League Pass. He's going to be a Sunday Showdown guy that we're going to see for a couple years. And I'm going LaMelo Ball here. Another guy that I'm like, you know what? Timberwolves probably should have took this guy. Yeah, we kind of messed up. I was like, you know what? Take Wiseman. It's like, well, what about Cat? We're going to trade him in a couple years. It don't matter. If you take LaMelo, what about D'Angelo Russell? What about D'Angelo Russell? We took Ant, and we got some posters for it. That's cool. LaMelo Ball. I was wrong. This guy is really good. it's proof that when you play against grown men as a young boy, it makes you better just with all the foundation of your game. And he already had like a high ceiling, but now the floor got higher because of the competition that he faced. And that's why when the season started out, I told people, I was like, look, I may not like him, but don't judge him by these first 8 or 10, 12 games. Let him get adjusted. Being a point guard is hard. Yeah, it's difficult. And now we look at him, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think he should have fell to 3. Whoever the Hornets were going to get was going to be good enough for them at 3.
Yeah.
The fact that they got the best player in the draft at 3, which that is a lucky spot. If you look up like historically in drafts, 3 is a pretty good spot. LaMelo Ball, I like him more than De'Aaron Fox.
Right now they're the eighth seed in the East right now. So like him, Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, pretty good young nucleus they got.
Yeah,
I think they could sneak into these playoffs. It's the East. Everything's up for grabs at the bottom. I don't know when I'm going to see De'Aaron Fox in the playoffs, but I know you can catch him on League Pass. Try it out. It's good. But LaMelo's just going to be better. He might be better now.
No, I'll catch him on that 10:30 matchup where they have him like playing against the Pelicans or something like that.
Oh my goodness. Those are the games where I'm like, I gotta be 4 beers in for this. But yeah, that might be the pick that messes up everybody's board. We're gonna see him down at like 25 for some of y'all. I don't know. But I got him here.
Honestly, you'd be surprised. All right, number 14. For me.
I was going to say, let me go real quick because I'm actually shocked. I have LaMelo at 14.
Oh!
So I'm not going to go on as much as you did. I legit had LaMelo at 14.
I thought I had to defend that.
Nah, that's why.
No, honestly, you're not. Honestly, we're all. I like LaMelo too. He's going to be coming up on my next few picks also. So
I think it's because I talked so much shit about him. And one more thing. I got to give this man credit. His father probably put him up to this to tank those interviews so the Timberwolves wouldn't draft you. Smartest thing you ever did. You saved your career. Anthony Edwards, you tried it, but no, you're stuck with us for 4 years.
One of y'all was gonna end up in Minnesota.
One of y'all career was gonna end that night, and I'm sorry, it was Anthony Edwards.
It's just crazy that he grew to 6'8". He still has that little push shot as a kid, but his touch around the rim is crazy.
Very soft touch.
His playmaking ability is insane.
That vision is beautiful, man.
Better than Lonzo, and Lonzo has very good vision.
Yes. And then once again, another guy like who plays the passing lanes because of his length.
Yeah.
Like he's really good already.
Yeah.
Like. And then watching the showdown between Carmelo Anthony and LaMelo Ball, like they showed out. They really showed out. It was it was that game when I said, if Melo can respect it, I can respect it.
That's what I've been trying to tell old heads. I'm like,
I always like LaMelo, but I'm like, his name is LaMelo, not Melo. Don't get it twisted.
I mean, Carmelo's name is Carmelo, not Melo.
No. We know his name.
Younger kids are gonna call LaMelo Melo, and we need to get over that. If Carmelo ain't got a problem, and he's shown us if he has a problem with something, he will wait outside the Celtics bus to fight you, or he will rumble you on the court, a la what he did to the Knicks.
Right.
Listen, Mark. It's like I told you, man. Listen, here's the thing. Like the whole Tracy McGrady T-Mac thing. Like when T-Mac was like in Orlando, that's T-Mac. But when he got to the Spurs, he was Tracy. Like, you got to let that go.
No. He's still Melo. Don't do that. We're not acting like Melo can't hoop anymore.
He just had a game where he had 10 shots and none of those shots hit the rim at all. They were all swishes. I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
And he was blackballed. He was blackballed from the league for what reason again?
They said he was too old. Never made sense to me. I'm like, this is the all-time elite. This is the all-time leading Olympic basketball scorer. Like,
isolation player.
Listen here. And the sad thing is, Russell Westbrook's about to go exactly where Carmelo Anthony.
I know because the media sucks.
I'm okay with it.
But
He'll be the
that's
best
my number
backup
4.
point guard in basketball in NBA history. Watch.
Oh man,
You guys are insane.
he's going to be the
listen.
best player the Pistons have seen in quite some time.
All right, number 14 because I didn't pick him yet. Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
You had it. The most improved player has fallen this far. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I still think the sky's the limit for this guy as far as offense is concerned. He's not too shabby on defense because of the
listen. I like him, but the fact that he got drafted by LA, it halted his development like so much.
It did. It really did.
Yeah, but I like what I see so far. Still a volume scorer, but he's definitely improved. He's definitely improved a lot, and I feel like there's still so much that he can do, especially on the defensive end. But I feel like the people I picked before him, I'm definitely going to take him over Ingram. So 14 is a good spot. That's the last. That's officially the last lottery pick for him, and it's an all-star and the most improved player.
That's fair.
All right, 14.
It was just Alexander over him, but it's cool.
I mean, I did pick him over SGA.
Yeah. SGA went over a lot of people, and I'm happy about that.
Freeman, who's 14 for you?
Well, I got to pick him because it's the last lottery pick, and I've kind of done him dirty. And no, it's not De'Aaron Fox. It is Pascal Siakam. He has fallen this far. I
forgot about. Whoa.
Yeah, Siakam has fallen. You had Ingram fall. I had Pascal Siakam fall. You can make a better case for Brandon Ingram falling than I can for Pascal falling. Here's the thing. I was so high on him going into the playoffs. Every time I recorded a new episode, I was like, he is the key to these playoffs. Outside of him and Anthony Davis, these are the two guys. If they turn up for their respective conferences, you'll be seeing those two teams in the finals. And I really thought the Raptors were going to make it.
Yeah, to be fair, I did. And also, I did pick the Raptors to come out of the East last year. So.
Yeah, and I thought a big part of that was going to come down to what Siakam does, and I was right. I just thought it would be positive, and no, and that's just left a bad taste in my mouth, Pauls. And I just haven't recouped yet. I need to see what he could do in the playoffs. I hope My big problem is I felt like maybe we saw peak him way too early. And I don't want that to be the case. Because like I said with Bam, these are the future of like big men. So yeah, hopefully we didn't see the peak. Yeah. He's getting in the lottery. If he would have played good in the playoffs and went to the finals, he'd probably be 5th on my board. But he really stunk it up.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right. And now 15. So who wants to go first?
I got one that's going to shock you guys.
Okay, shoot.
I got DeAndre Ayton at 15.
Ooh.
I like him a lot. I like his size. I love the way he runs the floor. He can be a good rim protector. He does have the touch around the basket. He can shoot. He got a lot of the same talents that Embiid has, just not as polished or there yet. So I like
probably ever. But yes,
I like DeAndre Ayton. That's a great centerpiece to start with. It's not
at number 15. Not bad.
It's not bad.
No, it's not. It's not.
But as a Suns fan, watching that draft, I'm like, cool. Luka number 1, DeAndre Ayton. That's cool.
But did you really know Luka?
Yes, I did.
I knew Luka, and that's why I was kind of upset with the Trae Young trade. I'm like, but this dude's been balling against grown men. This guy, he looks like he's 12. Why did we trade for this guy? Yeah.
So that's
yeah. I feel like people was like, man, look at Mario Hinoza, like he dominated. I mean, like, what do you think Luka's gonna do? I'm like, nah, I'm sold on Luka.
I was so wrong about Mario Hinoza. I was so ready for him to be that guy. I remember I got him in a My Team pack on 2K, and I would drop 22 with him all the time. He was like, what the heck? I'm like, yep, I had him, Devin Booker, and Towns, and those are just my young boys. I would just run everybody in my team. I was right about 2 out of 3 of those guys.
Yeah. All right. Number 15 for me, LaMelo Ball.
Okay. Yeah.
Not really going to harp on it.
He would fall for you guys. I'm so surprised.
I like his game. What we're seeing right now from the Pelicans with Lonzo, LaMelo's already doing that year one. And
Yeah,
the only thing that LaMelo needs to do, like going forward, is improve his field goal efficiency. Once he do that, there's really nothing he can't do on the basketball court.
yeah.
I feel like he's going to do more for Charlotte than what Kemba Walker ever did for them.
Yeah, actually, no, yeah, that's 100% how I feel. You're right about that.
Yeah. And all it needs to do is just get them to the playoffs twice. I'm like, congratulations, you did more than Kemba did.
Oh man! All right, with my next pick, this is a tough one because now this is when I start. Actually, no, I have this last guy, and this is when I start winging it. Finally, De'Aaron Fox, your time has come. You are finally out there. I really was about to pick John Collins over him, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Man.
It was really close. De'Aaron Fox, like all I could think of with him is the what's that longest yard line? It was like he's fast, like really fast. He's so fast, he makes fast guys look not fast. Okay. I was like, that's the only way I can describe him. He's really fast. Cool. Next.
All right, number 16.
That's his number one thing, N2, N3 thing.
Number 16. Nah, Jamal Murray.
Why has he fallen this far?
Cause man,
I almost threw my iPad. Yo, wait.
Jamal Murray 16 for me because like
outside of the lottery.
Yeah, man. Jamal Murray, man. I thought after the bubble that he was going to like continue. Like you see how Donovan Mitchell continue and look at Utah. Like I thought we were getting some of that from him.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm thinking like, okay, they'll be more put together. But man, who knew Jeremy Grant was so important to that team?
He's the only defender in the lineup.
Because boy, do they struggle. Oh my gosh, who knew? But yeah, Jamal Murray is my 16.
Also, shout out to Jamal Murray. Like his decline is the only reason why Jokic is in the MVP race because he's got to do way more to win.
Could you imagine if Jokic wasn't on the Nuggets and this was all on Jamal Murray? Then I'd be like, yeah, we're picking him outside the lottery. Then I would agree. Now I'm still on the fence about this. I find this to be very disrespectful. But okay, I did that to De'Aaron Fox. You did that to Jamal Murray. Fine.
That's just how I feel, man.
No, but okay. Who's next? Who's going next?
Oh, I'll go next. And yeah. So for number 16, John Morant.
I like that.
So late.
I don't think that's late. He felt like he was snubbed in the All-Star race.
Yeah.
And I disagree with him completely. I'm like, no.
I mean, like, here's the thing. All the things you just said about De'Aaron Fox, that applies perfectly with John Morant. He's just fast. Like, camera on a half-court set, terrible shooter. Like, he's just fast.
He's fast, and well, he's a murderer. That's the thing. That like he murders people. That's why I put him ahead of De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox isn't cramming on everybody all the time because everybody's behind him. He's too fast. It's ridiculous. John Morant is fast, but you can meet him. He's just hoping you really meet him there, and I love that. It's much more entertaining. Like I said, 2 games for the Grizzlies on League Pass, 1 for the Kings. With my pick, I'm going John Collins. I got to go with him. 20 and 10. Can I ever argue with giving me 20 and 10? Is the defense, great? No, it's okay. Sometimes it's good. But like I said, these guys are like 6'8" centers at this point. If John Collins just had a little bit more meat on his bones, you could make the case for playing him at center like the Heat do. You would have to tweak some of the lineup, but yeah, you could do it. Atlanta isn't going to be his home, I don't think. I don't know what team he fits on, but I feel like if you find the right place for him, you created another team that can make possibly a deep playoff run. It's just not Atlanta.
He's been in trade talks.
Yeah, he's been in trade talks for me for a while. It's just never felt like this was his home. So hopefully he figures it out, or his agent.
He's going to be a great Detroit Piston.
Don't wish that on him.
All right, fine.
You know what? I would watch Jeremy Grant and John Collins. I would watch that. I'd watch
That's
that.
a lot of energy.
That is a lot of energy. Not a lot of wins.
Not at all. That's not even like I don't like. Are they even gonna dunk? Like I'm good. I don't even know if they're going to dunk. I don't know if I want to see that.
Hey, if you get the right point guard, Jeremy Grant and John Collins, you can win 2 games in that first round.
That's a stretch.
That's a stretch.
That's small ball Lob City right there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look good until now. We're running half court sets, and
I'm like, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. Who we playing in the first round? Joel Embiid. Oh crap.
It's like, well, yeah. All right, then that is a stretch. They're not getting 2 wins. Next,
all right, number 17. Is it number 17? Yeah, it is.
17.
All right. This is all right.
Come on, I know who it is. I feel like
you know what? I'm gonna go Malcolm Brogdon. Actually,
okay.
Safe pick. 50, 40, 90 guy.
Yeah.
Solid defense. At number 17. That's you can't do any better. You can't do any better or worse than that.
You're right. You know what? Yeah, I like that.
Gotta go with the president.
I'm not picking, but dang, you're right. 50, 40, 90 at 17 is very good. Just to be a jerk, I'm gonna differ on that. I'm gonna go with Colin Sexton.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No matter how I did this draft, he had to come after De'Aaron Fox because I'm like, bro, it's just like it's Coke and Pepsi. It's almost the same thing. One's just super fast. And I feel like one is probably a better leader and defender, in my opinion. I think Colin Sexton
so you're like
going to be a better defender.
He's like, listen, I need you to notice the difference between these 2 pictures. They're the same thing.
They're the same picture. After like De'Aaron Fox cut his hair, I'm like, all right, y'all can't be changing y'all hair like that. If y'all get the same haircut, I'm not going to know the difference.
He became more aerodynamic.
I guess so. He doesn't need to be faster.
But Colin Sexton don't even pass, bro.
Colin Sexton has nobody to pass to. That's the problem.
The Cavs are one of the worst offenses. Like, of course they need it.
He do not swing the pill, bro.
He gives the ball to Darius Garland. That's it.
Who are you gonna give it to? Oh, Kevin
Porter.
Gives it
to Garland. Sexland.
Ain't Kevin Love on that team?
No, Kevin Porter's not there anymore. Who's going to swing it to Larry Nance?
I said Kevin Love.
First of all, we're ignoring Kevin Love. I'm one of his biggest fans. We not giving him the ball.
Kevin Love played 2 games this year.
I don't think he's played.
And they got rid of Kevin Porter Jr. because they hate winning without LeBron.
Listen, Kevin Love right now is Andre Iguodala to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh my God! I always forget Iggy's in the league. Every time he does something on ESPN, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's enjoying retirement. I'm like, wait, sir, you have a job. What are you doing? Go to practice.
He's stealing money.
All right. Mark, all right. So, number 17 for you, Mark?
Mine is Domantas Sabonis.
Okay.
That's my number 17.
I've messed up my whole board not taking him at 12.
No.
Yeah. I can't undo that. I really messed this up. Oh, well. I'm so happy we're not drafting lineups here because I would have been so pissed. I'm like, dang, we could just ran Sabonis at the 5. Shit. Oh, well.
We'll save that. We'll actually save that for next time.
I would love that. Can I just cut and say Sabonis is my next pick?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Sabonis is my next pick. He should have been 12th or 10th.
You forgot about him, bro.
I really forgot. I forgot about him and Malcolm Brogdon. I hate the Pacers, bro. They're so boring. They're not fun to watch. The only time I watch them is when the Sixers play them. They're like how I felt about the Trailblazers last year. Every time I came home from work, the Trailblazers were on TV. I'm like, what the hell is this? Now, every time I turn on League Pass, the first game they show me is the Pacers. Why would I want to see that? I don't want to see that.
Tonight on ESPN on NBA on ESPN, Pacers versus Bucks at 7:30. What the
that's so boring. I feel like I've seen that matchup 8 times this season somehow.
I would not watch that shit at all.
It is so boring. It's like they have players I like, but it's not fun, bruh.
We're good. We're good. So my 18 might be a shock. And my 18 is Anthony Edwards. I like him a lot. I feel like he's already a polished pro. He just needs to get it. It just needs to come together a little more. Like it just needs to come together a little more. I really like Anthony Edwards. I thought he was a good number 1 pick for Minnesota.
No,
even though Free wanted LaMelo,
I just didn't want Anthony Edwards. I wanted Wiseman. I was like, okay, if we can't get Wiseman, take LaMelo.
Anthony Edwards is going to be tough. Like I already see him next year averaging a good 20.
I mean, this guy was this close about to play football though.
Yeah, because he didn't want to be a Timberwolf either. He was like, I actually don't even like basketball. I'm like, bruh, why are you trying so hard not to be here?
Yeah, but I like him a lot. I like Anthony. He already moves like a pro.
He does.
Like,
he does. He carries himself well.
He just needs to. Even I'm talking about his game. Like if you see him on like a street ball court, he's gonna annihilate anybody.
Yeah.
Like he's a hooper. I really enjoy his game, his athleticism. His shooting form.
Form is really good. That's why he falls in love with taking jumpers sometimes.
Yeah.
Lately, he's been attacking the rim, and I'm like, that's where your game starts. It starts at the rim.
And he gets to the bucket at will. I think he has a bright future. So
no, he does.
It's at 18. I like him a lot.
I just still wanted LaMelo. Best thing about Anthony Edwards, I'll say this. Have you looked at any of his interviews?
He don't really say much. He give me Marshawn Lynch vibes.
No. But when he does talk, it's the funniest crap any player could say. I was like, these Gen Z guys are hilarious. I love this dude.
It's those moments where he gives you Marshawn Lynch vibes.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? This is somebody that the locker room is gonna like. Like when you get traded to the team, first guy you're probably going to talk to is him because, we're the Timberwolves, we suck. He's our best player. And you're like, no, this guy's pretty fun. You're going to want to hang out with him. You might want to stay in Minnesota. And then you'll go outside and be like, shit. But, hey.
All right. Number 18, I'm going to go Tyler Hero.
Okay.
Ooh. The great white hype.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. When we talk about shooting forms, I feel like whenever he shoots that 3 ball, it's going to go in. And I feel like still the best is yet to come when it comes to scoring. I feel like when he finally gets those range, he's going to be a 20 to 25 point per game scorer. Because the hardest part of the game is like the 3-pointer. I said 20 between 20 to 25.
All right, I'm giving.
I'm just saying we're in a league where it's like we got 3 guys right now who are in the top 3 scoring at 30. Scoring is only going to keep going up. So eventually, Tyler Hero is going to be the number 1 option for that offense. Probably, and like Bam's going to feed off that. So I like Tyler Hero at 18.
Okay.
This was a guy that the Heat wouldn't trade to the Rockets for James Harden. I'm just going to let that speak for itself. They see a lot in this kid. What he did before the finals in the playoffs, especially against, I forgot which number game it was against Celtics. Fantastic. When he catches fire, hopefully he can be a consistent guy one day with it. But when he does catch fire, there's really nothing you can do against that Heat team because now Duncan Robinson is open.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, more importantly, like I love the interviews that he does with Taylor Brooks. Like that's a guy who has a great personality, and in fact that he's in a perv destination in Miami. That's where people's going to go down and play with him.
You're not wrong about this. I guess we are at that point. I was wondering when Tyler Hero was going to get picked. I'm like, if I pick him in my top 20, am I going to get clowned? I'm not really sure if he's going to be one of my next 3 picks, but I'm going to go with a weird pick here because I just think defense is important. I'm going to go Jonathan Isaac here.
That's not a bad pick.
Jonathan, yeah. He's hurt. He'll be back. Yeah. But what we saw last year, he was one of the best defensive players in the league. He was the best player on the Orlando Magic last year. obviously it's Vucevic this year, all-star, in my opinion, and most people should be. But Jonathan Isaac was the best player on the Magic last year. Him getting hurt, I'm like, he's probably going to miss the whole season. Yeah, he is, for safety. I think when he comes back, he'll probably be in the most improved player race. He might make he should make an all NBA defensive team. This is a guy, he's a glue guy. Yeah. I think he has good personality. Did he say something a little boneheaded last year when it was not the right time to say that? Yeah. But other than that, I think he's a serious glue guy.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I feel like the Magic have a bunch of good young pieces. They just need to trade Vucevic and just go full young. Like, I feel like
Aaron Gordon too. He's not good at anything.
Yeah, him too. Like just get rid of everybody. Like,
what if Blake Griffin never got better? That's Aaron Gordon.
Damn.
What if Blake Griffin was smaller and never got better?
What if he just had Thaddeus Young on his rookie year for 6 years?
I can't wait till the year I can look at stat sheets and not come across Thaddeus Young in the box score. I'm like, oh my God, he's still going? Oh,
he getting that money, bruh.
Oh my God. He was the only person in 2K history I don't recall ever being able to score a basket with. I'm like, what is he good at?
Not even a layup?
No, because he's not fast enough to get to the rim. And if
he's
he
not
does
a good
get
shooter
there,
either.
Yeah, he's not strong enough to dunk on the centers. I'm like, what are you good at, bro? I'm a good character guy. I'm like, that's not enough. But it is what it is.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Marco, with your pick.
All right, cool. What number are we on?
I believe this should be 19.
Oh, 19. So my 19 pick is Malcolm Brogdon. going Malcolm Brogdon for my 19th pick. As Chris alluded to earlier, 50, 40, 90 guy. He can lights it up, but ain't nobody checking for the Pacers. I'm actually kind of shocked that we have him as low as he is, but it's not a bad pick. Being in the top 20, he's definitely one of those guys who's going to be in the NBA for quite some time because of his abilities and being able to knock down the wide open shot, being able to hit that 3 ball, knock down a free throw when you need it, and get teammates involved, and then can occasionally play some defense as well. So that's why I put Malcolm Brogdon in that situation at number 19.
Here's the thing. Malcolm Brogdon should have went a lot sooner for pretty much all of us, maybe even Chris. He picked him the earliest. But like you said, nobody's checking for the Pacers. Nope. I completely forgot how young Malcolm Brogdon and Sabonis are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah,
they came in the bin year.
Were they both second-round picks? Malcolm Brogdon was.
Brogdon was. Sabonis was a late first-round pick.
Okay. I guess that's why I missed them. But I went through the list of all these drafts, and their names, for some reason, did not jump off to me. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to have to pick him as well.
Yeah,
because we put disrespect on him and Sabonis. But yeah, 50, 40, 90 guy. You can't fight efficiency, and he can lead your offense if need be.
Yeah. So so that's definitely my pick right there. It's definitely Malcolm Brogdon for number 19. Yeah.
Okay. And for me, number 19, gonna go DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
Listen, I'm a little. Listen, as a Suns fan, I'm a little sour on it. I felt like he should have been a lot better. He should be a 20-10 guy at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. People have.
Well, he was suspended 25 games last year. Like he's still figuring it out. Like,
yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah, but it's like I'm watching Luka and I'm watching Trey. I'm like, you should at the very least, John Collins is averaging more points than you at this point. I'm like, dog, come on. You got the best pick and roll guy, Chris Paul. Give me at least 18.
Yeah, he's definitely regressed this year.
It's like as much as you talk about Ben Simmons' scoring, DeAndre Ayton should be averaging a lot more. And more importantly, he has a better face-up game. and he's starting to slowly like expand his range. He should be averaging more than 13.
Well, his attempts and minutes are down this season, so I wonder what that is about. But I mean, as of right now, he's doing what he can to help the Phoenix Suns currently hold the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. So, it looks like his rebounds are about the same. Just he's not getting those same opportunities on offense because you got to look at it like Mikal Bridges has moved up. Now you got Chris Paul there, and we all know how Devin Booker is going to get his shots up. So, I mean, technically, he's not even like truly an option for those guys. They've kind of made him a straight up defender and rim protector.
You're not wrong, but I've never liked DeAndre.
I need more than 13 and a half. Just like you need more from Ben Simmons.
It's 14.
No. Listen, just like you need more from Ben Simmons, I need more from DeAndre Ayton.
This number one pick in the draft. You're right.
Number one pick, right?
Yeah, you're right. I just never thought he should have been the number one pick. I was like, I always thought it was going to be Luka. I'm like, guys, DeAndre Ayton's okay. People's like, no, you compare him to Joel Embiid. I'm like, no. God damn it. I'm like, no. Like, that's not the right comparison. I don't know what it is, but it's not that. I was like, Luka is clearly the number one pick.
But if you're wondering why I hate that draft, DeAndre Ayton is the reason why I hate it. That's all right. Number 20. All right, let's.
Who was I gonna take? I can't remember. Somebody. Oh no, I know I'm gonna take another controversial one. Hey, one more. This is the last plug for League Pass. Please get it. Watch the Kings once a week. Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going with him. I called it. No. Fix your face. Tyrese Halliburton is going to go down as one of the best players of this draft, maybe the second best player in this draft if he really gets to turn it up. Tyrese Halliburton, I called it going into the draft. When I watched him fall, and the Hawks once again didn't take somebody I wanted. When I saw the Knicks pass, when I saw the Hawks pass, when I saw the Bulls say to themselves, you know what? No, Kobe White's good enough to be the running mate. I'm like, no, get Tyrese Halliburton. Defense already plays like he's a veteran. The weirdest form, even weirder than LaMelo Ball's form, efficiency on the three-point.
But not as weird as Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, though.
Oh, well, he had no business shooting the basketball. We talking about guys who can make a shot. You're not gonna make that. Can run your offense. Doesn't have to do it that much because of De'Aaron Fox, but they take turns, and Buddy Hield doesn't help out because he just doesn't move anywhere.
Except the 3-point line.
Yeah, and then you have who's their center again? Another guy who's taking ahead. No, they're power forward. Another guy taking in front of Luka. Yeah, they have Marvin Bagley there just existing for some reason. If you put better pieces around, you will see Tyrese Halliburton be good. And I'm not saying he's going to make all those pieces be better. They're going to make him better. I'm saying if you put good pieces there and they start winning games and get on TV, you're going to see how good this kid is. He was the most pro-ready player. He was ready for this. And people are like, yeah, he's got a funny name. What does that have to do with anything? The boy can hoop. He's what I thought Killian Hayes was going to do. But as soon as he went to Detroit, I knew it was over. Sacramento, you have a chance. De'Aaron Fox proved that. You have a chance. Tyrese Halliburton has rose to the occasion. Put some respect on him.
Marvin Bagley, another guy averaged in 2010. DeAndre Ayton.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
I never understood. Here's the thing. Luka Doncic, you can argue he obviously should have been number one pick. We all knew that afterwards. I never once knew or thought that Marvin Bagley was a top 5 pick. I'm like,
except Vlade Divac.
Yeah.
He was like the guy who took over Luka Doncic, Jaron Jackson, Marvin Bagley. All right,
how did he forget? They couldn't give Chris Webber.
All right, but number 20.
I got go ahead. So good, Chris. I'm sorry.
All right. I think it's a forgotten man, and I had to double check to make sure what year he got drafted. He just made the cut. Fred VanVleet.
Oh, snap. Oh, my goodness. I messed up. What? First of all, can I just say, Fred VanVleet had one of the worst moments ever in that game 7 when he took the last shot. I was sitting there because I had money on the Raptors. I had like $120 on that, and I'm seeing them force up this terrible shot. I'm like, what are you? My money. What are you doing?
No one else could. Like, no one else was able to pull that shot off, man. Like
that. Then why are we taking that shot? That's a bad shot. In the words of Paul George, that's a bad shot.
Oh man, I don't know.
That was a bad shot, bro.
If Van Vliet at 20, the man is averaging career highs in nearly every single level. He's taken over that offensive scoring load as Kyle Lowry begins to phase out.
He's getting paid to do that. I hope that he should be doing that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dog. Fred
You're right.
Listen, Fred from 52nd Street, 52nd and Market, and also him shooting those threes during the NBA Finals is also a reason why they won the championship. Sure, Kawhi Leonard had a lot to do with that. Their presence was there. Kyle Lowry sure on 25. But Red VanVleet giving that consistent three-point threat was also a key to that finals as well. And also with him at number 20, you could do a lot worse than Red VanVleet at 20.
Yeah. I guess.
I like Halliburton.
That's just not a guy I see myself starting a franchise with. Like, I'm good.
Are you taking Tyrese Maxey?
Hell no.
Miles Bridges.
Nah. Look, my guy, my number 20 is Michael Porter Jr. I like
the
Michael
upside
Porter.
is very good.
The upside is very good.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen, you're just banking on potential at that point. And that's really good potential. 6'10", 7'5" wingspan. That's something to build upon. But
it is.
From what I've seen so far and from what I know, he's not even a thought for me.
He's a bucket.
Maybe if he was on the Kings, yeah, it'd be really fun to watch. Like replace Buddy Hield with him.
Do that trade. That's perfect.
I would love that.
That could work for them. They should talk
for
about
both
it.
teams. That works, in my opinion.
They should talk about it. That could definitely work.
Yeah. It lets Michael Porter Jr. spread his wings. You didn't have no defense with Michael Porter Jr. You ain't getting no defense with Buddy Hield. You're just getting the fastest to 1,000 threes of all time.
Yeah, and it's like with Buddy Hield, you don't got to worry about. You got Jamal Murray and Jokic initiating your offense. So all Buddy Hield's got to do is just camp out at the 3-point line while they do that pick and roll and pick and pop. So
well,
and that's all he was going to do. Yeah.
He's more than good for that. But yeah, that's my 20, Michael Porter Jr.
Okay.
All right, 20. I'm gonna go with defense here.
No, 20. You pick Halliburton at 20.
Oh yeah, my fault. This is, can I start 21 then? Is it starting 21? Go ahead. I'm gonna go defense here. DeJounte Murray. I'm gonna go with him.
I forgot all about him.
Yeah, DeJounte
Murray.
My
favorite player on the Spurs right now.
He is my favorite player. Even though what's his name? DeRozan's been playing good this year. You could have made like an all-star pitch for him. You could have made one. Would you have gotten him in? No, but you could have did it. DeJounte Murray is a very underrated defender. If you just tune in on League Pass, I'm telling you, just tune in, watch this kid lock up. He can do it. If he was 6'8", he'd be unfair.
NBA League Pass at this point.
Pretty much. It's the best thing to happen to me. Like, there's nothing to do but to crack open a beer and watch a random team. Just tune in and watch some basketball. DeJounte Murray is one of the most underrated defenders in the league, and Spurs Reddit will let you know it. They love this man.
It's crazy because you're selling it so hard. You're selling it so hard. Like I'm looking in the League Pass prices right now.
I'm telling you, it really is because they don't always have the most interesting games on. Like we said, Pacers versus Bucks. No, I don't want to see that. I don't want that. You can go watch DeJounte Murray. You can go watch the rest of that young Spurs team with two old heads who are just like, look, we'll get you mid-range buckets. Everything else is y'all.
You can watch the Kings with a very exciting backcourt, but they do absolutely nothing better or anything else.
You can watch Ja Morant kill people on live television. Like, it's worth it. The best games are not on TNT. It's not always the case.
I believe that.
Yeah, there's so many blowouts on TNT. It's ridiculous. But somebody who's going to stop those, DeJounte Murray. He's really just a lockdown defender. If he can work on his passing, his playmaking in general, I think he could be one of those key guys to a deep playoff run where you're just like, damn, how do we forget about this guy? No, you didn't forget. You never knew.
Yeah.
Like in that Rondo mode.
Exactly. He reminds me so much of him sometimes. It's just like I said, if he gets the playmaking, he can really be a cut from that cloth. But, he's still young.
That's a good pick. I do like him and Derek White. But because the fact that I've put this man off so much, I got to go Colin Sexton at 21.
Oh, okay.
That's he did fall this far. That's fair, though.
I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I just knew I was going to take Sexton right after De'Aaron Fox because I'm like, they're the same thing, bro.
They're not, but I hear you.
They're not, but they are. They're not far from each other. I mix them up sometimes. I'm like, yeah, and he's averaging. Wait, no, that's De'Aaron.
Oh, wait, hold on. They both shaved their heads? What's going on?
No, I'm not. Like, I joked before, but I mean it. That messed me up. I'm like, come on, man. You guys, somebody's got to grow something.
Come on, dog. One plays for Cleveland, one plays for Sacramento. How can you get the mix?
They're both trash teams. That's how I mix it up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but one's a trash team in California, so they got shit to do. And like
one's some real estate.
Cleveland.
There's a whole lot to do in Cleveland. Did you know that Superman was invented in Cleveland? They came up with Superman in Cleveland. Did you know that? You got what? You can go down to Canton, Ohio. You could go down there. Lot to do in Cleveland. Cleveland's fun for the whole family.
Didn't 1 year like Cleveland's lake was set on fire?
Yes, the lake did catch on fire. Yes.
Only thing I knew from Cleveland is LeBron James and Drew Carey. Other than that,
Drew Carey show. Cleveland rocks.
I don't even care.
Kid Cudi's from Cleveland. Cleveland's fun for the whole family.
Hey. Listen, shout outs to my boy Baker Mayfield, giving Cleveland their first playoff win since the 90s.
There we go.
I was going to say
things are trending up.
The Miz.
The Miz from Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland's great for the whole family. Come visit.
What number are we on?
At least we're not Detroit.
We're not Detroit.
What number are we on?
We're at 21.
Oh,
we're at 21. What was your pick, Mark? 21.
John Collins, 21.
Thank you. Put a little respect on his name.
I like him, so I ain't mad. I'm not even going to go all into it. We already talked about him, so that's my guy, John Collins at 21.
Yeah,
okay.
Not much
now we're at 22. If you want to start it off, Mark.
22, Colin Sexton.
Okay.
He's coming. He's coming.
I mean, it's the same thing to me. For my pick, I'm going defense yet again. Michael Bridges, however you say his name, I don't care.
Michael Bridges.
Whatever.
The one that went to Villanova or the one that went to Michigan State?
Villanova.
No, that's Miles Bridges, the one who went to Michigan State.
Yeah, Miles Bridges. He's
the one who catches all LaMelo's alley-oops.
Here's the thing with Bridges. Where DeAndre Ayton has sort of fallen off, Bridges has stepped up. And I love that. I tuned in for some Suns games. Can't say the word, but out of spite, just because I want to see them lose so I could sort of just subtweet Chris. But no, they're obviously playing really good basketball. Bridges is a big part of that. He's much more than a 3-and-D guy now. Now, the defense has gotten better. Mm-hmm. He's adjusted to the pro game a lot in these, last 3 years. Got to give him credit. Or 2 years. Is it 2? I'm not even sure. But he's adjusted a lot. He's putting the ball on the ground. He's putting it on the floor now, and he's creating for himself, which he could not do. And I don't blame him. Villanova cats don't really get a chance to do that too often. The fact that he can do that, and he has Chris Paul there to set him up, and he's hitting his three way more consistently. I'm like, this is one of, like I said about DeJounte Murray, where I'm like, this is going to be a guy in the playoffs where you're like, wow, he's like a key cog to the team. Why didn't we realize that? That's Bridges this season. I guarantee that in the playoffs, you're going to hear his name brought up in the game plan.
Yeah. And for me, number 23, because you brought him up earlier, DeAndre Murray. This guy's definitely going to be down the line, first team All-NBA defender.
Yeah.
He does the dirty things. And like Charles Barkley brought up years ago about the Denver Nuggets when they had like Iverson and Melo. He was like, they don't have enough guys to do the dirty work. Deontay Murray does all the dirty work things, like all the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. He does that. So every guy needs somebody like that. Like you can, yeah. So offense is always going to be at a premium. There's going to be a bunch of guys doing that. You stay longer in the league, even though if you're not a lead scorer, you stay longer in the league if you play great defense. And Murray's that.
This is true.
Yeah. And number 23, my pick. All the things, and funny enough, Mikal Bridges. Hey, listen, we traded him on draft night. At least we got Zaire Smith. Oh wait, we traded him for Tony Bradley, and where's Zaire Smith now?
Yeah,
that was a bad one.
That was a bad one.
We traded him during his interview when he got drafted
with his mom next to him.
Yeah, and his mom worked for the Sixers. I'm like, it was fun. And it's like thinking about it, I'm like, yo, like. I know it's not supposed to be funny. Like, this is really messed up. And I'm like, why?
I said it the next day when I came into work. I was like, yeah, the Sixers are going to rue the day they did this. And, yeah, it'd be really nice to have him there. It would make Matisse Thybulle a little expendable, but whatever. Bridges shoots consistently now.
Honestly, if we had him now, like, Danny Green be gone right now in trade. He'd be our starting three right now.
He would be. And then we trade Danny Green for Kyle Lowry, and then I'd be happy.
I mean, if it makes you guys feel better, that pick that we got back turned into Maxey.
Yeah, true. I didn't even think of it that way.
It kind of doesn't make me feel better.
Yeah, right? I was throwing that out there.
No, it makes me feel better. We needed like a shot creator off the bench.
Is he creating shots?
For himself.
Okay.
No, that's
it's not really a shot creator. He's not a shot creator. He's a slasher.
He is a slasher, but it comes up on the stat sheet as a shot.
Shake is a shot creator.
Yes.
That's why I said, is he creating shots?
For himself, we'll take it.
I mean, hell, he got 39 playing 41 minutes at one time. I'm like, he'll always have that.
We on 23, right?
Yeah, 23.
Tyler Hero. No need to go into it. We already talked about him.
I just feel like he's a flash in the pan. I hope
he's a sharpshooter. He giving me Devin Booker vibes. He give me young Devin Booker vibes. So and it's crazy because that's who he idolizes. Those one of the people he idolized, and he's in the league.
That's so weird. How old am I now?
Well, no, I mean Tyler Hero's probably what 19, 20. Devin Booker's
he's 20 now, I believe.
How old is Devin Booker?
25.
Oh, he's 25 now?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let me double check.
Devin Booker's a bucket though. Like
I just feel old.
He really plays the game at his pace.
Oh, he'll be 25 in October.
Okay, so Devin Booker's still a young bull.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
Who's starting off next?
That 2015 draft is always gonna piss me off.
Never
Devin Booker should be he should be a Sixer right now. But no, drafted Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, all right. Anyway, Freeman, your pick for 23.
I'm gonna keep with the trend of defense here. I'm going Jared Allen. Ooh. Really thought he was a nice little throw-in. The fact that the Cavs were able to get him, that's when I knew. I was like, Andre Drummond's days are numbered. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I knew right then and there. I wasn't surprised when they told him, hey, don't show up to work anymore. Look, I've been there before. That happens. But, hey, at least you got to make $20 million plus the whole time. Here's the thing. Jared Allen, great locker room presence. Really smart. Like, I don't know why. It's the Brooklyn Nets Reddit. He builds computers. He be hanging out with fans. He's like super into NASA stuff.
He don't really look like the type. He does look like the type who does that. Look at his hair.
I don't know. I just didn't think of him as a nerdy dude like that. I didn't know like he's built like 5 computers.
He does got the best. He does got the best throw in the league.
Yeah,
best throw. I miss when they used to have a samurai headband and he wore that with it. I was like, yo, he's got the #1 headband. This is Afro Samurai. This is awesome. On the defensive end, great. There's nothing bad I can say about him on defense. He's just an annoying presence completely. Any chance that you had of going to the rim is now in question. At least you have to think about it, unless you're like the elite, like a Zion or somebody like Giannis. Even being Giannis, I've seen Jared Allen get in the way of anything, and that's his number one skill. He don't care about getting dunked on. He contests everything.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
You need that as a defender, a la Zaza Pachulia.
That's funny.
That's my case.
All right, so we're at number 24 now, and I'll go first. Since Freeman wants to, now be, defensive oriented, I'm gonna go defense also. OG Anunoby from.
That was my next pick. Oh man, that's a good one.
Listen, improved his offense, improved his 3-point shooting, and this guy is definitely going to be in the conversation for all NBA All Defense. So yeah. He's a glue guy. He's a glue guy that you need. This guy made the game-winning shot to put Toronto back in the series against Boston last year.
Yep. He just got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Because I know he was sick watching his team win a championship when he was on the sidelines being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I've warned people going into the playoffs last year. OG Anunoby is one of the players you want to look out for that you might not have known about, but you're going to know about him pretty soon. And like you said, he had the moment where it hits the game winner, pops back in. Everybody knows who he is now. You're right. He is going to be one of the, NBA all defensive members probably for a couple years to come. Nick Nurse is he's creating all these defenders, and I love it.
And more importantly, like Maja Uric just knows how to get these guys. Like OG, Pascal, Red Van Fleet, Chris Boucher is definitely going to be next up also.
Oh, so. Yeah. Torched the Sixers like a week or so ago.
Yeah.
For 24 for me, this might be a little bit of a shock, but I'm going Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
I like him, even though he had his injuries and whatnot, but before his injury, him and Ja Morant had Memphis looking tough. Like they had got as high as the 6th seed last season. Like they were looking good before Jaren Jackson Jr. got hurt. So I'm hoping he comes back 100% healthy and be able to play alongside Ja Morant again and get that dynamic duo going again. So that's my number 24.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I feel like, him getting hurt when they went to the bubble, I think that was the major reason why they didn't end up getting that number 8 spot because they really missed his presence on the inside.
Oh, a ton.
I've just, ever since him and Miles Bridges have been in the league, I always mix them up for some reason. I don't really have a logical reason why.
They don't even look the same.
They don't look the same. They're not the same height.
Like they play 2 different positions,
2 different conferences. I just mix them up. Here's my problem with Jaren Jackson Jr. His rebounding is terrible. I keep thinking he's like 6'7", 6'8", and I mix him up with Bridges, who is 6'8". And I'm like, no, Jaren Jackson's the taller one. Why does Bridges have better rebounding numbers? I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
Well, you have Valanciunas getting all the rebounds.
No. This is the second time we made an excuse for a player like this who has so much athleticism. And with Zion, we could say, oh, well, he's 6'7". We can't do that for Jaren Jackson Jr. You have athleticism and height. Go get the boards. What are you averaging 5.6 for? Like, what are you doing?
It's not really 5.6.
It's 6.2. It's not enough. It's not enough. You're 6'10" and athletic. What are you doing? He doesn't have the instincts, and somebody's got to coach that into him.
All right.
Well, we're also talking about Memphis here, but I digress.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Number 25. So we got 5 more picks to go. I'm going to be in agreement with Free. Jared Allen. He does everything right on the defensive end. Solid rebounder. Always knows the spots. Contests everything. And I feel like if there's ever a weird reason why the Nets are not in the NBA Finals, it's because they don't have Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong. He's just like, you look at the void on defense for the Nets, and it's you got swindled out of Jared Allen.
Yeah, you lost your only defender.
Really? You really did. Hey, they got They got Shump.
Didn't he get cut?
He got cut, bro.
Who saw that coming?
He got me.
Yeah, like they got Norman Pell. Oh wait, he got cut too.
Yeah,
well, we're Sixers fans. We saw that coming.
Yeah. They're just making like what's it called? Freaking space for the buyout market. That's all.
If they cash in on that, then yeah, that's why they won. But that hardly ever works out.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who they get.
Who we got next? What do we have?
25? 25. So 25. I got Jaron Allen. So if you or Mark want to go next.
I'll go next. Lauri Markkanen from Chicago.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Yeah. I didn't forget about him. He's been playing absolutely fantastic for Chicago. I mean, even though Zach LaVine has been playing well, can't forget about Lauri Markkanen. He's one of the reasons they're playing so well, shooting almost 40% from the field. He's averaging a career high 19 points per game right now. The only thing is, his injuries, and he also did not commit to Chicago for the long term. So that's one of the reasons why he has been on the trade block, but he's been playing absolutely stellar for that team.
That's what I was going to say about him. I'm like, he's balling out so hard because he's trying to build up that resume so he can get to a nice team after this, because he's not going to be back in Chicago. But I like that pick. I'll do you one better. I'm going to go with, where is he at? Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
I'm going to go with him. Yo, the Knicks are legit. I'm just going to come out and say it.
You went defense like the last 6 players.
I really like defense. I went with all the scores in the beginning because that's what basketball is about. It's about putting the, ball in the hoop. But defenders come playoff time, you're really going to wish you had them. Mitchell Robinson, he's going to be in the playoffs this year. And I don't know. I think he could be a very big problem for certain teams in the East. Not going to say no names, but, there's a team that doesn't have a center. And they're going to kind of wish they did when they go up against Mitchell Robinson. Look, great rebounder on both ends. Can finish at the rim. I don't like his tapes of him in the summer where he's working on his handle and crossing up people and pickup games. I'm like, sir, you crossed up a guy who works at Papa John's. That doesn't count.
And not to mention, like, Thibodeau's not going to let you do that in the actual
game. Exactly. I was confused all summer. I was like, none of this shit is going down, right?
But wait, it's okay for Mitchell Robinson to cross up guys who play for Papa John's, but Jordan can't do it? I don't get it.
But who?
Jordan. That's the talent he played against.
Oh, stop it. Stop. It's funny because I'm watching The Last Dance right now. I'm like, a lot of these niggas suck. I'm sorry.
Bro, they don't even contest shots.
They don't. I mean, he was really fast, but I'm like, yo, this is the era where you can hit him.
And they wasn't touching him.
And they don't do it. They did change the rules, but still.
Only the Pistons.
Well, most teams didn't have, the athleticism was really disparaging back then. Like, they had Greg Elo. He's like, all right, Craig Elo, go after MJ. I'm like, wait, are you serious?
Who?
Craig Elo.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched The Last Dance like when it came out. So it's like I was just watching this. I'm like, yo, this is wild.
There's a lot of defenders where you're just like, yo, he don't ring no bells.
That's the Papa John's district manager.
And then they're out 3-0 Supersonics, and they're like, how about we put the defensive player of the year on him? I'm like, yeah, maybe that'll work.
Yeah.
And they win back-to-back games. I'm like, you moron.
Yeah. I didn't mean to throw us off, but Jordan really played nobody. But
you're right.
Plummer's
all right. Next. All right, that's our Jordan slander for this edition. All right, number 26. I'm actually going to go with Mitchell Robinson's teammate. I'm going to go with R.G. Barrett.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's playing better this year. Don't get me wrong.
I have to make sure to double check. One of the biggest things is it's kind of like the Kobe White effect. This guy could do everything. Like, he can create his own shot. The issue was efficiency. His efficiency has slightly been going up, but the one thing that I do like, this guy was shooting 50% for free throws in college. And I'm like, you're a shooting guard. You shouldn't be this bad at shooting free throws. It was 61% his rookie year. It jumped up to 72% this year. That's the biggest discrepancy there. So like if you continue that, he's going to be 80% free throw shooter by the time like his 22nd birthday. So I like what I see from him so far. I feel like the more like his efficiency goes up, the scoring is going to be going up as well.
He can score the rock.
Yeah,
that was always his thing going into college. It was like, look, he's the hardest worker in this class, and he's proven it. But
yeah.
I don't know. He didn't have the God-given ability like Zion. He doesn't have like any of the crazy, just intangibles.
Yeah.
But he works harder than everybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like he's been the second fiddle. He's been the second fiddle ever since college. He was second fiddle to Zion and Duke, and now he's second fiddle to Julius Randle in New York. But he's going to continue to improve his game. So even when he's a second fiddle or like a second option, he's going to be a really efficient second option when he puts it all together.
That's really it. If he just keeps that thing that got him here, which is the hard work, that third pick really seems like it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm just not sold on anything, but I think come the playoffs, I'll probably change my mind. He's not in my top 30, but that might change soon.
Listen, I was in the minority of like I actually liked him coming out of Duke, but because of that Duke lineup, he was never going to be showcased enough for like people to like really like. All right, this is a guy that's going to be a building block.
I didn't think his fit was good with Zion either. It was just a whole bunch of talent on one team.
Yeah.
I think if Cam Reddish was the second option there, it would have flowed a little better. But I'm going to keep going defense.
Okay.
I'm going local cat, DeAndre Hunter. Now this is a big reason why Lloyd Pierce got fired. I feel like DeAndre Hunter was balling before he got hurt. And he's a great defender, in my opinion. I think he's going to be one of those like guys where we look at, oh yeah, this is why John Collins is gone, because we can run this guy. He's got a wider wingspan. He's easier to coach, I feel like. He's not as fast as John Collins, but he has way more control of the ball. He can put it on the floor. His shot got so much better starting out the season. I'm hoping that wasn't just a fluke. So whenever he comes back, he can keep that going. It's not going to be in the playoffs. We're not going to see it then. But next season, he just has all the boxes there. We just don't have a really big sample size of what he's like when he's got it going. Hopefully we'll see it next year.
What number was that?
26.
26. You go already, Chris?
Yeah. I told you RJ Barrett.
Okay. I'm Lonzo Ball for 26.
That's a good pick.
I still like Lonzo, even though his brother has come onto the scene, kind of stole his shine, but Lonzo's still a quality point guard in the NBA.
He is.
His three-point shooting percentage isn't the greatest, but he shoots it. He's not worried about that. He's still one of the best defenders, playmakers.
As of late, he's pretty hot from the three strike.
Yeah, I think he had like 6-1 game last week.
Yeah.
So
ever since he left LA, his game has definitely gotten better because he has free reign to run that offense now.
Right. And don't forget, a lot of them highlights Zion get is because Lonzo's throwing them to him. Yeah. So I got Lonzo at number 26 for me.
Yeah.
I like that. Right. Ever since he got put up in trade talks, he's been balling. So
he's still up in trade talks because just like Lauri Markkanen, he already told New Orleans, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, he's not going to be there.
Yeah.
So he's going to be an unrestricted free agent coming this offseason.
Yeah. And all right, number 27, I'll start it off. And it's going to continue what Mark had on Lonzo Ball for me.
I like that. Lonzo Ball, I've always defended him. I think he's a real good player. I think he just hasn't been in the best situations. I don't think he's found the right coach for him either.
Yeah.
As a point guard, being with the right coach is very important.
Yeah, so like him and Ingram fell into the same trap. They both were number 2 overall picks, and they went into possibly the worst situation ever that demands, these guys to be like Kobe Bryant right off the bat. So I think both of them going to New Orleans, them able to work on their game, work on what's able to be their strong suits, has definitely benefited both of them.
You're not wrong about that.
Yeah. So Lonzo for 27 for you?
No, not quite yet. I'm gonna go with. Ooh, this is a tough one because I already know where I'm gonna put Lonzo. I Can I decide?
Only 4 spots left.
I know, but I feel the same about all these guys. That's why it's weird. All right, I'm gonna go Miles Bridges. I just think he's a perfect running mate right now. Like, he's just perfect for where he's at. And I think that's the only reason I can put him on here. I think if he was with another team with more established players, he wouldn't get the shine that he gets running with LaMelo. But this is the perfect place for him to be. I think him and LaMelo are just going to be on the same team for a good 8 years, honestly. I wouldn't want to break up this tandem. If this is how it looks now, as these two get smarter, especially LaMelo as a point guard playing more and more minutes every season, he's just going to get better. That's going to make Miles Bridges better. And I got to put him in the top 30 somewhere. I'm going to put him here.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, Mark, what you got?
For 27, I got Kobe White. I like him from Chicago. I think he's an all right point guard. I like the way he can knock down a wide open shot. He's definitely a scorer. He can score the ball. And like, don't get it twisted. He's another reason why Chicago is where they are right now in the standings. It's not all just Zach LaVine. That's a part of the reason why I don't even think Zach LaVine's getting traded anymore. Because of the way that they're playing right now. So it's just kind of crazy. But nah, Kobe White is definitely one of those guys that I like right now to start the future with. So it ain't bad.
I've never liked this guy. I don't know. He just seemed like I said in the beginning, efficiency matters. And I'm like, this dude's a gun. Is he going to drop 23 for me every game? No. Then why are you gunning? If the best he could be is be a gun, then I'm going to need 23 points.
How many shots are people really putting up in Chicago?
No. That's the problem. He would be at his best if he puts up more shots.
Oh, okay.
The most he would give me is 23, and that's not enough when I have Zach LaVine. So this is a bad place for him. If he was more of like, and I'm going to mention him again, a Tyrese Halliburton, somebody who could initiate the offense with moving the ball well, I'd be like, cool, this is a good running mate for Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine is going to take shots where you're like, no. Oh, yeah, that went in. Good. I don't need two guys who do that, and only one of them does it well.
Yeah, and Freeman, we talked about this years ago. That's why I said, like, Chicago should have, been put their bid in to try to get Lonzo Ball in Chicago.
And you're right about it. It could still happen.
Yeah, and so like Lonzo and Zach LaVine works because Lonzo can still do his without taking away Zach LaVine, and that's how tandem should work. Yeah. How can the two work without them running into each other?
And I think Kobe White coming off the bench would be great, though.
Nah, he started too, bro.
He's a starter.
Kobe White so started.
He's a starter. If we bring in Lonzo Ball to Chicago, is Kobe White still starting?
Yes, he's starting at the 2.
He's starting at I don't agree.
No,
if Zach LaVine's still there and Lonzo Ball comes in,
Zach LaVine's going to go to the 3. It's fine. It's okay.
No, it's not. You want Zach LaVine guarding? Oh my
no. Kobe White. Here's the thing. Every time I tune in, I'm unimpressed. And then I'll see it on like Chicago Bulls Reddit that they don't even like him. And I'm like, oh, so it's not just me. I'm like,
no, listen, if Lonzo gets traded to Chicago, Kobe White will go to the bench and he'll be their Dennis Schroeder.
I think he'd be very good in that position. I think that's what he's meant to be at this point in his career. He's not meant to be in starting lineups right now. He doesn't offer good defense at all. And he doesn't move the ball well enough. And he's a gun next to another gun. We going to Kimbo out here?
No. I'd rather have him in the lineup over Otto Porter Jr.
That I will not disagree with.
So
Otto Porter's just out there just cardio.
Otto Porter Jr.'s deal comes off the books, so he's not going to be there. So
he's just out there catching vibes.
It's not going to be Kobe White at the 3. It's not.
No, I'm saying LaVine at the 3.
You're going to have to score 140 points a game to beat people by 3.
That ain't going to happen. There's only one team.
You're not going to have
There's only one team putting up 140. That's Brooklyn.
And they're losing by and they let 151 points get dropped them by the Cavs.
Okay, a lot of teams ain't dropping 150 on Brooklyn.
But the Cavs
A lot of
literally
teams,
one of the
a lot
bottom.
of teams going to drop 150 on the Bulls with Zach LaVine at the 3. That's what we're trying to tell you. That's
Hey,
not.
they might.
All right. We got 3 picks left. Let's try to wrap this up. All right, number 28. 28.
Yeah, let's fly.
Killian Hayes.
All right, for you.
No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
All right, because I haven't said him yet. John Collins.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty low, but okay. 28.
How do I mute my mic?
I'm gonna just keep it pushing because we already talked about John Collins, and you guys have both already mentioned this man. Mikal Bridges is 28 for me.
Okay.
Your mic is still muted.
I had to mute my mic. I'm speaking a lot of profanity over here. How have these guys fallen this far?
Because you're putting people on like Tyrese Halliburton.
Because Tyrese Halliburton deserves it. Tune in the League Pass once a week.
I'm good, bro. I watch Bridges.
All right, fine. Tell you what, I'll switch John Collins with RJ Barrett.
No,
that doesn't make me happy.
You don't. No, Chris, you don't have to do anything. I'm not getting League Pass because the Sixers are good. Like, if the Sixers weren't good, I'd have League Pass, but they're good.
That's the worst part about the little blackout that they have. I'm like, so I'm just going to tune in to NBC for the Sixers then.
Yeah.
Shout out to YouTube TV.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. You want to go, Chris?
Oh, no, 28. I picked John Collins. Mark picked Mikal Bridges. You're up next.
I'm going to go with somebody who I feel like his potential is being wasted. I'm going Cam Reddish right here. Okay. I feel like once they brought in all those vets in Atlanta, I'm like, Cam Reddish, you're just going to keep getting pushed away with touches again and again. I thought the same thing happened to him in Duke, where I'm like, bro, he deserves to be a second option. And I don't know, man. I think he's never going to get a chance to really show what he can do. But I hope that doesn't discourage him. I hope he keeps working on his game and getting better. That's pretty much it for him.
That's why I didn't understand the DeAndre Hunter pick, because I like Cam Reddish.
I like defense more.
Okay. All right. Number 29, Lauri Markkanen. I felt like, that stint with Jim Boylen, it kind of stunted his growth.
Stunted a lot of people.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like Billy Donovan now, by being there, they're building a culture and identity. That's exactly what Billy Donovan does. So I feel like, Lauri Markkanen is finally getting back on track. Solid 18-8 guy at the 4th spot.
That's not bad. It's for 29. Mitchell Robinson. I always love Mitchell Robinson. He's great. He's great energy. Like I said, love energy guys. Crazy rim protector.
Yeah.
Dumb young, dumb athletic.
Super young.
And he's one of the reasons why the Knicks are really in that spot. Like, yeah, you give the credit to Julius Randle, and then, them acquiring Derrick Rose, being a floor general, and you look at Emmanuel quickly, but hey, Mitchell Robinson, do not sleep on him at all.
Yeah.
Who's picking? Is it
you?
Me again? God, that was fast. Now I'm gonna take James Wiseman. This is why I wanted to be the Timberwolves' number 1 pick. Didn't happen because God hates me. There's a lot of talent over there in Golden State for them. Here's the thing: he's gonna have to play for like their G League team. I think that's his best case to get better right now. I don't think they're. Here's the thing: Steve Kerr has already benched him twice, and I'm like, all right, it's clearly not working out. He hasn't figured out what he wants to do with them yet. He hasn't figured it out. I
feel like the reason why they haven't done that yet, or they won't, is because Draymond Green still stays getting hurt.
Yeah, that's what makes it difficult. And if you're gonna go with somebody, you're gonna go with Draymond. He complements stuff perfectly. Right now, Wiseman can't even touch that. So I think the best chance
Wiseman at the 5 and just call it a day.
They're not doing that. That's what
I don't understand.
I feel like if Clay was healthy, Wiseman would be in the G League right now.
Yeah, but I think
he's not that bad.
No, he's not that bad. But it's for what they need right now. What they need right now, they don't need Wiseman right now.
He runs the floor and rebounds.
He does. You're saying everything I'm saying, but Steve Kerr is the one who makes the decisions. If you're not going to play this guy as much as I think he should be played, let him get crazy minutes in the G League and show you what he can do. Because you not playing him ain't showing you nothing. I don't know what's going on in them practices, but whatever Steve Kerr is seeing, it ain't it. Let this man spread his wings somewhere. or else you're just wasting his time.
That's fair.
All right. And number 30. All right, I'll start it off. I'm going with a guy who is hurt right now. He was making strides, got into a new change of scenery. Markelle Fultz.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that. That's not a shock. It's actually shocking that he didn't make my list, but go ahead.
Yeah, there's really nothing much to say. Like when free throw percentage is going up, shoulder is finally whatever he had is magically gone. This guy was balling. This guy was averaging 25 and 5 on a consistent basis. A really solid defender for Orlando. It sucks he tore his ACL because I feel like he's the reason. I think that injury put Orlando out of the playoff picture completely.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that.
So Markelle Fultz is number 30.
Go ahead, Free. You got it, and I'll wrap it up.
I'm going to close it out with somebody who has no reason falling this far other than me just being petty and really wanting other players instead. I'm going Anthony Edwards here. Look, he's way better than 30. The Timberwolves hurt me so much that I'm pretty sure this pick is going to fail. Some way, somehow, it's going to go wrong. So far, it's been really fun. But that's why I don't trust it, because this never goes well. He's going to hate us someday, and I hope he does it soon so I don't get hurt again.
All right, Mark, bring us home.
I got a shocking pick.
Let me hear it.
You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Gary Trent Jr.
Ooh.
I like Gary Trent Jr. a lot. He just made my list.
Yeah.
The way that this dude balls out for Portland makes CJ McCollum expendable. And McCollum doesn't stay healthy. Gary Trent Jr. hops in like nothing even happened. Like they're not even missing a beat. I'm
surprised they haven't traded McCollum yet because of
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm actually shocked that they still haven't moved on from McCollum because he makes a pretty decent contract. But yeah, listen, it's definitely Gary Trent Jr. And I'm like I said, I'm shocked none of you guys thought of him.
Yeah,
that's one of my guys, Gary Trent Jr. for sure.
They can run a hard offense out there, and that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, listen, we were going from 31 to 40. Like that list is going to be some heat, but that's a good pick. So, also, I feel like the reason why they haven't moved on from him yet is simply because McCollum has those playoff moments when Damian Lillard is cold. McCollum picks up the slack, like that playoff, like that playing game against the Grizzlies where John Morant was guarding. He was like, okay, cool, barbecue chicken. And like that game 7 a few years ago against the Denver Nuggets. McCollum's the one to pick up the slack for Lillard. Like they're the reason why they made it to that Western Conference.
Before CJ went down, he was the leading scorer for the Blazers. So yeah.
Like 27 points per game or something.
Exactly. So yeah, and that's over a guy who's in the MVP race.
Yeah. I think if you in my opinion, I feel like if you give Gary Trent Jr. those kind of minutes, he could do something close to that.
I think he can. Yeah. And you could trade
absolutely
PJ and get whatever it is that you need.
Yeah, because he's giving you 16 right now off of like 30 minutes. But he can give you more than that.
Yeah, he can get you 22. Trade CJ, get defense, which they desperately need, and then I think they'd be fine.
And that's the difference. That's the difference in Portland. That's why I never believe in Portland. I never had them doing anything crazy this season. I never had them, making a miraculous return or recovery from the bubble. Like they're right where I thought they'd be, right in the middle of the pack. A lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna be top 3. Nah.
Who are these people that thought that Portland was gonna be top 3? I need to know these people.
Then we talk
because you always talk.
It's when I say these people, it's probably me hating on the media because they just don't get it. When I say these people,
I feel like the Blazers have always been what we thought they were.
Yeah, the Washington Wizards of the West. Washington Wizards of the West.
Very different.
They have a conference finals appearance.
All right, that's fair.
Anyway.
All right.
It was a great, intense chat. I think there's like maybe at most 5 to 7 picks that we agreed on. I told y'all that's how it was going to go. I was like, we're going to agree on like 5 picks, and then it's going to get weird.
Yeah.
5 to 7 easily.
Nobody put Halliburton on there. I just noticed that.
No.
Nobody put Halliburton. Oh my god, I'm gonna send y'all some videos. Y'all need to do some.
Listen,
I know about
Halliburton would be like 32 or 33 for me.
No. Oh man.
Because I didn't say Devontae Murray. I didn't say Karis LeVert. I didn't say there's so Jonathan Isaac.
I don't know how you didn't say Jonathan.
Eric Paschal.
He was on my list.
There's so many guys I didn't say. Buddy Hield. I didn't say him.
Oh, we know why we didn't say Buddy Hield.
Hey, what about Chris Dunn?
Yo, Chris Dunn, Malik Beasley. Nobody said Malik Beasley.
Yo, we really took Chris Dunn over Jamal Murray. I remember sitting like, oh my God, what are we doing? I'm like, why does Tom Thibodeau hate us? He's like, and I'm going to get Jimmy Butler. I'm like, for what, Zach LaVine? Come on, man.
Right, there's a lot of dudes we didn't mention, and there's still a lot of dudes that I'm putting Halliburton. I'm sorry, over Halliburton, and I like Halliburton. He's
You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it.
Oh, I like him. He's tough.
No, you're gonna regret it. Tyrese Halliburton coming to a league pass near you.
Nah, I'm good. The Sixers are good, so I don't need league pass.
All right. I'll be sitting there some days when the Sixers aren't on, and I'm like.
We all know what you're watching when the Sixers aren't on. We all know you're watching the Nets, Mark.
I'm a James Harden fan, you know it.
I literally don't watch them.
You know I'm watching. I get the Sixers games recorded, the Lakers games, and the Nets games recorded. Those are the only games I got recorded.
I can't watch the Nets
because I'm a Harden fan, and ain't nothing y'all can say about that.
No, there's nothing. I'm questioning your decision to be one. That's all it is.
Ain't nothing to question.
Hey.
Another question. He could easily be in the MVP race if he didn't weasel his way out of Houston.
Yes, and that's why if I had a vote in this, I would not cast a single vote.
And
just because of what he did.
But can you knock him? Houston just lost.
I can't reward his behavior. So he's supposed to suck it up. Houston's lost 12 games in a row. He's supposed to suck it up. You built the team. We did all this for you. You wanted your best friend. You wanted sidekicks. You wanted a pick and roll partner who doesn't like to do pick and roll. That's on you. You wanted a new coach. We got you, Mike D'Antoni. We did it all for you.
Wow.
And you were like, it's not enough. I'm leaving. To go where? To Mike D'Antoni. Get out of here. No.
Well, look, right now, they're a half game behind our Sixers. So as long as we stay hot, MVP is going to be leading the MVP race.
Man, that's the only part of the season I'm happy about.
But if we slip up, there will be rumblings for Harden, and you can't knock it. He's completely changed his game.
I will knock it every time. I don't care if they retire that jersey. I'm just sitting there like, no. And here's another killer. I love to mention this. His jersey is getting retired before Kevin Garnett's jersey is getting retired in Minnesota. Bro, every time a jersey gets retired and it's not Kevin Garnett, I have to mention it. I'm like, yo, this is why we'll never win.
I think Houston's retiring his jersey soon, though.
Who?
I think Houston's retiring it soon.
Yeah, no, they're doing it soon.
Yeah. This is why he's still playing. Think about that.
KG has been retired for like 4 or 5 years.
Bro.
Man got to the Hall of Fame before his jersey got retired.
Oh, my God.
That's a walking legend. What more do we need to talk about?
What he did to Houston. No, I'm not rewarding it. MVP next year. Here's the thing. I wanted him to be MVP 3 years in a row. I clearly like his game. What he did was some sucky shit. I can't.
Houston's over it. They're putting number 13 up.
No, yeah, they're over it. I ain't getting over nothing.
Once they realize, we lost 12 games in a row, all we had to do was take care of this guy. Yeah, put it up there.
They did take care. They did everything for him.
Go ahead, Chris.
Enough.
All right. Anyway, listen, Houston's going to enjoy that number 1 overall pick. Also, by the way, I will mention shout out to my man Cole Anthony. Anyway, that will conclude.
Just missed the top 30 for me.
Yeah. Anyway, that was our 2016 to 2020 NBA Draft Lottery. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Listen. Either it's 0 views or 1,000 views. We appreciate it. We'll continue to do this because this is what we love to do. Anyway, this is Chris Thomas,
Mark Thompson,
Frieza Shuttlesworth,
All right. You're listening to the Running Back Sports Show, NBA Draft Lottery 2016-2020 edition. We'll see you next time.
Go Wolves.